has a lot of purpose this game. Into, I already mentioned the Bristol and the Tide. So I imagine if he feels like they need to buy it, I mean, he could buy it. I mean, if you look at their three cores, right, the Shaker, the Magnus, the Luna, they're not like two crazy heroes to buy, like a Shadow Blade into Silver Age, you know? They kind of need the item too, in a way, like a Shaker. Magnus later on. It's not too bad, you know, you hide around and get your initiation. But I would expect the Luna to be the prime candidate to get a Silver Age this game. Any interesting facets? So everyone, yeah, Jakiro with Twin Terror. This is what I was talking to you about. Position 5, Jakiro with Twin Terror. It's very strong in the lane.
Makes sense for Cuckoo to pick this one up as well. Good luck, cast. Winter, type back. Say thanks.
Yeah, don't get me in trouble, come on. Producer's gonna be killing me if I type now. Nice try.
Everyone's saying, don't be mean. Oh, he's saying cast away. Oh, no, of course. Yeah, they're never talking to us. Typical caster thinking that they're talking about us, and they aren't.
Yeah, who wants to talk to us, you know? We're just memers talking amongst ourselves about our daily lives. What have you had for lunch? You know, for lunch, for dinner? What is your next meal? Oh, tomorrow night dinner, what you gonna have? You know, some classic Malaysian thing. Today you haven't even had your dinner, but you're thinking about dinner tomorrow night.
True.
I found this new place, you know, Richie. I saw it on Facebook, on somewhere, wherever, you know, on TikTok. This new place seems good, you know.
Seems good. Do you think this Talon lineup has enough damage to get through the Mongolz if they end up scaling? This like Bristle and
late
Tide?
game they'll be fine. Luna late game is scary with Magnus.
Yeah.
I think the Mongolz lineup probably falls off a lot more. Yeah, because you have Bristol carry, you're definitely gonna fall off a lot more. It's more timing based, right? And you have a Koto. Koto also kinda, it's not very strong late game, you know. He's very strong in the early mid game.
Definitely. Well, we'll see how things are going here, folks. Thanks so much for joining us here for the final match of the DreamLeague Season 26 SCA Closed Qualifiers. This is a BO3 series. Winner of this series will qualify alongside Talon, who are sitting and being chillin', basically.
Boom, you mean?
Boom. Thank you. Did I say Talon?
Yes.
I was thinking about who was going to rally. I was jumping ahead to my next sentence. I apologize.
Don't worry. That's why
And that's Talon. So Talon, I mean, I'm sure they would have appreciated not having to go through the lower bracket because it would have given them an extra day to travel.
Don't worry. I'm here to keep you awake, you know.
Long flights from SCA over to the US. I've done them many times. It's like a 20 to 25 hour journey.
Yeah, I know. I've done it many times too.
Yeah, no, it's not so fun. I think these guys, at least, they get to ride in the front of the plane. Normally, I'm in the back, right next to the toilet, and it's not a great journey back there.
Well, it's nice here. You don't have to excuse me. I have to wake my neighbor up.
You just have to, you know, experience what the guy in 47 Alpha had for breakfast.
Okay, meanwhile, there's this Shaker Ember lane matchup that we were mentioning. Very Shaker favored. Should be. Is it fair to say 70-30? I think 70-30 is fair. 7 for a Shaker.
Yes. Yeah. I think so. I think especially because the denies are, especially in these early waves, they're just trivial for Makoto, as are the last hits, really.
And it's quite common to see Shaker. Because of the denies, you get level 6 first. And the moment you pop level 6 a little bit faster, you actually just kill the Ember in the lane.
No, for sure. Or like by the time the supports rotate over to help with the power runes, Ember does not have remnants, so he has to play very defensive. Maybe Makoto gets like a haste or like a really good active rune, you know? He can kind of gank a lane. Like, these are the kinds of things that I think really ends up making a bigger difference on these denies. That being said, Bob's doing a pretty good job of holding his own. Bottles are being delivered in the mid lane, so we'll see how this matchup continues.
Yeah, I mean, bot lane as well, Tide is already taking a lot of harass as expected. You know, this lane has a lot of magic damage. Jakiro plus Luna, you're gonna tank a lot of those. You know, Kraken Shell doesn't really help you too much, you know, with the spells. And in the meantime, Jakiro just unlocked the pole cam. I think we've seen this again, yeah? The Koto didn't block the small cam, so he intentionally let the opponent pull the small cam, and he just came in with Illuminate to... Is this a thing? I remember we were saying that it doesn't feel like it was worth it, you know, in the other game who was it? The offlaner kind of like felt like he was struggling because of this.
Yeah, I don't remember what the offlaner was though, but I remember I made a case for it. I remember it like wasn't a kill lane, kind of like this one. This also doesn't really feel like much of a kill lane here.
Yeah, because the pull cam kind of will deny one or two of your lane creeps, right? At least one. So I feel like no matter what, the offlaner is going to be complaining, sending some letters to the HR about your misconduct, Why
Right.
did you let them pull? It's this is 2025, you have to block the cams. But Koto says no, I guess it's a thing, because Koto, the Tide is struggling a little bit more, but the Koto is then benefiting from the pull because he's getting both XP.
Who did deward the sentry? So DJ made an effort to deward it, but it's so difficult against Akiro, Twin Terror or not, because of the innate, his double trouble. He just is one of the best dewarders in the game, flat out.
Yeah, it's so easy to deward, kill the power cogs.
And also, I disagree. I actually think the Kraken Shell is super value this lane, isn't it? Isn't it amazing against Jakiro?
Yeah, but Jakiro is doing mainly spell damage, right? When he hits you with the spells, with the liquid fire, he's not actually doing the most damage with
the
right click damage. It's with the burn damage.
You're right.
It's just, is 100 damage. So it's a lot of burn damage.
Seems value though, it seems value. 2 points in Kraken Shell early at the least, just to try and, I guess, survive through a lot of this right-click harass damage. Let's check back in on mid as they're exchanging some high fives. DJ's going to be just fine.
Wait, what? Okay, Bob is actually ahead in CS.
Yeah.
So, I eat my words. Right, this is definitely not normal. By this much? Like 5 CS? Huh, this is a lot. He's even not really that far behind in terms of denies.
Well, there's going to be a big wave right here, so let's assume Makoto gets a few of them, right? Because the wave's stacked.
Ember is doing.
I agree. I hear your point. He is doing exceptional. I have to say, I also thought this would have been a bit easier for Makoto than not. Bob even able to get off a few denies, as we can see DJ getting ran out of the triangle by Cuckoo. Cuckoo doing a good job here. Likely wants to deny any stacks from happening. He's actually got a ward up on the triangle as well. Let's quickly talk about top lane, right? We didn't really discuss this lane too much. How's it going so far? 26-2 for Thul. And
yeah, it's a farm lane for both sides. Magnus is getting a little bit more. It's very hard to deny Magnus because you get so much base damage from Empower. I mean, at the same time, Bristleback AA is not a lane that has synergy, right? there's like no really connection with their spells, You don't really work well with each other. AA wants to lane with a stun. With Bristol, you don't really do too much.
Because it's not a spell damage amp on Ice Vortex. It's only magic damage, right? So the Vortex isn't going to make you take more damage from the Quills.
The Quills.
No, doesn't help. Okay, mid lane. Ooh, good damage here on the Bob. Blood Grenade thrown his way. Makoto, even without level 6, they're making a play here. And with one last Enchant Totem, they have the kill. Wasn't a kill shot out from Jokum, but it sure did connect with a lot of fury. That is going to be an early level 6 for Makoto as Talon set themselves up to secure these first power runes.
Yeah, he may not have been doing that well in terms of CS, but he kills the Ember, so that's going to be even more important. Now he's level 6. If he gets the power rune, Ember returns, he might be able to kill the Ember before he gets level 6. Okay, that is a kill shot,
That is a kill shot. Nice job. I have to say, Cuckoo's done, and he's doing an excellent job at making sure these stacks are not able to accumulate. Even still, with the warding coverage that he has down right now in the triangle, he is going to know exactly what's happening there. Oh, actually, he's been dewarded, my bad. But still, he's scouted the stacks. They know what's going on here.
Alright, Bob's level 6. He wants to kill Cuckoo. Has his own Blood Grenade.
Yeah, Cuckoo in trouble.
Just one of the dual breath damage.
2 points in dual breath. Nothing in the ice path so far. I think we've seen a few different... Oh, hold on. Makoto's got an amplified damage rune. Oh, he's just going to send Bob packing with that one.
This is another variation. I'm not really that big of a fan of this, but
is he gonna...
okay. It's not too bad. I mean, the second point in dual breath is doubling.
I was going to say, is he going to Echo Slam the stack? And he did. Yes. Makoto says, no, I'm not going to let you farm any of that. Thank you very much for the stacks, DJ.
So what? 400 gold? More or less? Something like that.
Yeah, but it's also about, like,
XP?
The mental damage, right, to this Coddle.
The mental damage.
He's level 2. He spent all his time stacking. He's, oh boy, if I'm a good support, they're going to farm the stacks and they will praise me. I will get commends, and then the enemy mid comes in and echo slams the camp with an amplified damage rune.
And then
No
you get a
experience.
report, you know.
No go. Top lane.
Pass away.
This is a good effort. Great skewer back there onto the Ancient Apparition. Cast away. Is going absolutely nowhere. WS with that kill as well. Up to level 6.
Yeah, he is having a very, very good time. 52 CS so far. Level 6 at pre 8 minutes. Very, very fast, you know, on the Magnus. I mean, there's nothing much, you know, this Bristol AA can do, you know, to pressure him. I mean, that's the thing. AA is nice of a hero, but with Bristol back, you don't really have a lot of synergy. You know? That's why I suggested the Crystal Maiden. I feel like in the lane you have a lot more synergy.
Okay, Bob's bottled the illusion to rune, but a nice shackle shot there is going to delay things
for
here.
Cuckoo
Bob up
again.
to the high ground. They're looking for a second kill onto Cuckoo. He's got still this illusion rune. The slows, though, on the power shot will make things difficult. Blood grenade just out of reach, but Bob catching him there just on the tip of that sleight of fist to guarantee that second kill onto the support.
And it feels good to actually finish a kill with a blood grenade.
Yeah, it does. It feels like a slap in the face, you know?
Well, it's a slap in the face if the blood grenade is the last hit with the impact 50 damage.
I agree. I agree. It's got a nice little splat sound as well. You know, you throw that into the trees. They're trying to juke you in the trees, and you're like, you know what? I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
Throw the blood grenade in there.
And then the guy says, wrong blood type, you know, I don't want this. I'm not AB.
No, I'm not a universal donor. Don't do it.
I mean, things are looking really good for Talon. All 3 cores right now on top of the network chart, with WS leading the way. I mean, Mongolz are just, I think more or less mostly struggling, you know. Bot lane, I think I can understand, you know, the type against the Luna plus Jakiro, but top lane is mostly also, I mean, the heroes as well, actually. AA and Ember just, you don't really win the lane against Wind Ranger and Magnus.
True. It's true. One thing that this this Dire lineup does especially well is farm stacks early. You know, Luna can eventually farm stacks, and she does it very well. But early, like the Bristles, the Coddle, especially helping them farm either with the Sleight of Fist. But that's why, again, I have to commend Cuckoo and the rest of Tech. They know that this has been the recovery plan, and they've done a phenomenal job of interrupting it.
Yeah, but when it comes to the team fight, the Mongolz lineup is going to, I feel like it's going to shine. You know? This Kotal with Bristle, Kotal with Ember Spirit with the recall facet, it is going to be very, very impactful during the team fight. You know? So they may be like behind right now, 3k approximately. But when it comes to team fight, they're going to have a lot of, I think, weapons in their arsenal to come back, you know, with this chakra.
They'll be hitting harder. They'll be hitting above their weight class, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's why Talon...
You look at certain lineups, right? And you think about, can they actually come back if they're behind? Yes, you know, the answer is yes. You know, if you look at the Mongolz lineup, they have a lot of damage in the team fights.
Look at this. Tide takes no damage from this, like, quad stack. That's crazy. I don't know. It's part of this is just, you know, the lifesteal on an anchor smash, but still.
He has 55 damage block, my friend.
Yeah, I guess so. And then with the anchor smash debuff, even the ancient granite golem's only hitting for 50, so I guess so. They're just tickling him, and he's eating them. He's gonna grow.
At this rate, they should regen.
He's an eel eater. Oh my god.
Okay, so WS has chosen to go for Echo Saber. So he thinks that he just has too good of a game, you know. So he's not really rushing daggers. Most of the time we see dagger rush, but when you're having this good of a game, the Echo Saber is very, very good. If you can get away with it, it just catapults your farm so much.
And I think this build makes sense when you have a mid laner that's rushing a blink like Makoto, right? Yeah. It does kind of allow you to perhaps get away with something.
We talked about this yesterday, right? It's not really so good if you have your mid laner and off laner both getting daggers at the same time.
Right, and I think we can agree that the Magnus has a little bit more flex potential in his builds than a Shaker does, right? I think anything other than Blink First on Shaker just feels like you're not playing the hero correct, although we'll see how WS puts to use this Echo Saber now, as he does have an Ice Blast incoming. Great hit there, Bob, JG, and Ampu, all 3 cores actually chasing down the Magnus.
Very nice, big kill, super big kill. That was a lot of gold. 600 gold. Very nice.
Richest hero in the game.
Yeah. I mean, they have this pick-off potential, this global pick-off potential with the AA plus Ember being... And the recall, you know, they have a lot of, like, ways to move around on the map. So Talon, they have to be careful when they're greeding out like this with this Echo Saber. So the more they greed out, the more they will split up, and the more they split up, there's always a chance, you know, they get caught by all these global shenanigans. The recall and the Ember walking around with Ice Blast. Smoke, Talon, they decided that nope, we are going to make a move of our own with the dagger. We are not going to let you dictate the pace of the game anymore. Tide should be a big
been
kill.
revealed already. But Mongolz, if they get caught here, especially Bob trying to jump into the jungle, Blink Echo immediately. The stun's there to follow up, and the dead corpse sent into the river. Ice Blast is following up, but it won't connect onto anyone. JG, even though he has a Ravage and a full Vlad, he doesn't really want to be here anymore. So by the Blood Grenade even further now. Ravage is going to come on through, as Natsumi did commit that Eclipse with level 3 beams to try and give chase. Makoto continues to chase. Oh, the Fissure doesn't quite block the stairs somehow. JG able to squeeze on through there. Makoto now and the rest of Talon being booted away from the enemy triangle. Natsumi and company trying to at least fight them in the choke, but with the Ember quickly respawning, this is going to become a lopsided fight.
He's recalling the Ember. He's coming back.
Throwing another stun in, and Cuckoo, yeah, he's going to go down. Seems like he'll be the only one, though. So it's a 1-for-1 trade. Bob thinking about going for more. Wants this kill into Jokum. A secondary. Ooh, Remnant is not enough.
Almost. But they are probably going to at least pressure this tower. So it's a 1-for-1 exchange. Ember for Jakira. It's really good for Talon.
Shaker's thinking about maybe throwing a stun in here, seeing if they can extend the fight. I mean, they do have an RP at the ready. Blink Dagger for WS. This will come as a surprise for the Mongols. We'll see how nasty it is, especially without a Ravage. Tower's going to go down, but there's... Oh, there it is, the initiation. He only actually got the Ancient Apparition. The dodge by Bob, it's too good. Makoto, he'll follow through and cut the secondary spellcaster. Both supports are now dead. JG basically invulnerable when he's got the Kraken Shell active, as Makoto doing a great job cutting around the Ember, and the Bristle will allow them to continue this fight. Amq, he's going to get snagged up, doing a lot of damage in return as he's pushed inside of the Macropyre, but eventually finished off there by Jokum's focus fire. Bob.
And Bob is styling, man. He's
away in the river.
Left and right.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's styling on them, though. He's doing well.
Yeah, but they still lost the fight. You made to pay the price there for going for the tower with no Ravage. No Ravage and no Spirit Form, you know, on the Keeper and the Tide. So Talon, they punish the overextension. And now back to farming. Luna's going to have Manta very, very soon. So she's going to be farming even faster after the Manta. I mean, it's TikTok, right? For Mongolz, time is going to be ticking for them, you know. Their lineup has an expiration date, whereas for Talon, they're more than happy to go late, you know, with this Magnus, Luna, Earthshaker trio. I mean, Bristol has Axe now, so I think if they want to fight now, seems like a pretty good time, you know. I'm wondering if he will go Blade Mail. This game seems like a really good Blade Mail for the Bristol. Just run in, you tank the Eclipse, you tank the Earthshaker spells, the Jakira spells.
Yeah. Taking power shots. I mean, for sure.
Yeah, feels like a good Blade Mail game.
Especially with like something like Ice Blast in the game to negate any healing and really kind of drive home that damage even further.
Yeah. Because they have to really figure out how they are supposed to build on a lead and end the game. Right now they're behind 5k, so they need to think of how do we win the next couple of fights, right? They have to at least win 2 to 3 in a row, at least 2 in a row. Let's just think about 2 first, you know. Are they going to be able to win a fight, or at least steal the tormentors, something like along those lines? Yeah. They're going to be pulling everyone here to get the tormentor. You have Bristol back after all, so he's a very, very good hero to kill the tormentor.
Right. Well, Winter, quite naturally, I'm left wondering, what are we waiting for then? Because it's apparent to me, it's pretty clear to me, I should say, that Talon are going to scale better here. You know, just because they have 2 really great farmers, and they're already starting to build up a lead. Mongolz, they're sitting on all their ults. They did just take an objective, so, you know, I can't fault them for that.
They got a really good shot. It's on the AA. So I think they are still pretty happy about the situation. And now they need to make sure they find the right initiation, right? They need some catch, you know, some dagger. So before they get the dagger on tight, it's only the Ember starting the fights, basically. Bristol is just running in, hoping for the best, you know. So they need more tools of initiating, and the shot on the A is going to help them with that.
That's true. And again, like you say, it synergizes really, really nice with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
But what's the goal here? Do Mongols want to force fights? Do they want to force objectives?
They want to go for pickoffs, I think, most likely. Okay. Because if you look at their heroes, right, the Tide wants to get 2 more things, you know, the shot and the dagger. And you click on the Bristol. Bristol wants the shot. Okay, he just bought the shot, and next item is either SNY or you get the Blade Mail, like I suggested, you know, to fight, you know. Ember has his Mage Slayer soon. It's in the career. So, but he's already on the move to fight. You're gonna see Joe Cam here.
Nope. Brilliant smoke break.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's on the edge.
And with the ward in the river, he was able to even escape with his life. Talon, let's see what moves they want to make. Makoto's got this Kaya. I think if this stream's been anything like our stream, Winter, this is not the first Kaya we've seen on the mid-shakers. It tends to be the builds these days. Although sometimes you see the Boots of Travels instead of the Power Treads.
The greedy build.
Yeah. Maybe he thought his lane.
The Magnus. They want to kill this Magnus. How can they do it with 2 heroes? Not really sure. Actually 3. Yeah, Cosmo can come over.
It's never really 2, is it, with DJ in the area? Yeah. That's the thing.
I mean, I always forget about the Kotal being... You can actually go to your team as well, right? It's not just you pulling your teammate to you. You can join them.
The alt cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's pretty crazy. I agree with you there. Especially once he gets his second point in light form. Sorry, spirit form. He'll be able to even reduce that cooldown even shorter and really start reinforcing these fights. Yeah, it seems like a lot of fun.
I mean, wait till you get the shot, you know, Richie. 2 charges.
All right. It almost seems like he's a much better Wisp right now, though.
Yeah, in a way. You don't have to take any risk, you know. Wisp, you have to put your body on the line when you're trying to bring people out or go to people.
Okay, careful here. There's a ward that's seen Natsumi and Makoto, so now Mongolz, they will rotate towards this top side of the map. JG, with that information, he's going to cut 1 more wave and apply some tower pressure. We'll see now how Mongolz look to initiate here. Jokum. He gets a little lucky there, actually. They don't connect on the Syrian chains. He jumps on in. The Echo Slam. They're going to initiate RP. Everything onto the Ember.
He's alive.
Ravage finally comes through, and the Ice Blast incoming. This could be big. Oh, it's hit Makoto. He's going to be in a tough spot. Bob looking worse for wear here as far as his HP, but still able to kite around Makoto as the Earthshaker shatters into a statue. What a fight. Talon, it seems like they just pulled the trigger too quickly.
How did they only lose the Shaker there? It looks like they were going to get hit by Ice Blast on more heroes, you know. They were really lucky to get away with that. I mean, somehow the Magnus survives, you know, TP's out, and now he has BKB. That was huge, you know. Mongolz needed that 1 more +1 kill, you know. This Shaker alone was not enough.
Yeah. Like, I'm surprised that Talon thought to like on a hair trigger there, you know, like see Ember, try and blow him up, but he's fairly tanky now actually with the Mage Slayer.
He got healed by the Kotal, and he also got Glimmered, you know, so he somehow just managed to tank everything and didn't die. And a Ravage was there to protect him.
I believe that was JG's Glimmer as well, which is still funny to see that, I mean, this is normal, it has been for a while, but still kind of makes me laugh. Careful here, WS, he is going to get blinked on. Wow, BKB forced out from him. That does not feel good here for Talon.
He just got the BKB, like, 20 seconds ago. Well, at least you know it works, you know?
Yeah, it's absolutely. Hey guys, test completed. It's important to test your.
I guess Mongolz are thinking about whether they can get a tower or they just do Roche right now. BKB is down. So what do they
Roche
feel?
Is down bottom.
Yeah, what do they feel comfortable? I think Roche should be the better objective here. It's more important than the tower.
I would agree with you. I think Talon are kind of playing with that expectation as well, as right now the Luna's pushing
Talon are expecting to give up Roche, I guess. They're like just going to the lanes to farm. Like if they go Roche, we don't have BKB, not much we can do. But somehow Mongolz, they're not really going Roche, you know. So they're not really reading the situation.
They want to fight. They feel like they're in this timing where
if they want to fight, it's different, you know.
You know, it's funny. Actually, if they want to fight, they should just set a trap for the Roche pit because that's where Talon's heading.
Oh, I'm cute. Okay. They found him.
RP, that's going to be a good initiation into the Glaives, into that solo Eclipse. An easy kill there as AMQ separated from the team, gets lost in the woods.
His bodyguard's a little bit too far away, you know. And here comes JG. Big
Ravage.
Ravage.
It's going to hit 3 heroes. The follow-up Ice Blast is incoming. It's not going to hit Natsumi or Cuckoo, but Cuckoo's going to get jumped by Bob, and down he goes. Natsumi, BKB active, fighting through the Ember, forcing Bob back, even with this amplified damage rune, as he tries to focus down onto Jokum, who returns fire with the focus fire.
Oh,
Recalls incoming, JG. He's caught Jokum, and there's no way out there. Careful here, WS. Ooh. He's playing like he had a horn toss, but no horn toss to be had. And now he might be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, they have to run.
4-step forward from JG. Blink Dagger is ready. He gets spat on. WS, he doesn't really have a whole lot. Blink Dagger in 2 seconds. Anchor Smash puts it on cooldown, but Mongolz will recall their... What is he now? He is a...
This Kotal
Manatee
is
Eater.
really, really strong. Again, another, I would say, unlucky fight for Mongolz, right? They didn't really connect with the Ravage plus Ice Blast. He only, he only put the Frostbitten effect onto the Luna there. He didn't really land. And if they landed the Ice Blast, the heroes get cold-feated, that would have been a straightforward, easy fight, for them. I mean, they're still going to get Roche in the end. But here comes Talon. Get ready.
Yeah, initiation by Tal or
Ice
by
Blast.
WS. It
Big one.
forces JG away, but Ice Blast is connect on 3 heroes. Bob's in deep though, and the chain stuns are perfect onto him. Natsumi, no BKB, no HP remaining. He will shatter as JG
he's gonna clear them out.
forward to capitalize on this. It seems like they will get cleared out as Omq just running them down. DJ stampeding over Makoto with that Illuminate. And Jokum and WS
nice.
at least are going to be able to escape. Whoa.
That was a
disconnects.
huge Ice Blast from Castaway this time. So very good fight here. From Mongolz, you see the difference, if they landed the Ice Blast, fights are very straightforward. Bob just went in. I think he kind of needed to go in, and just try to stop them from running away. Sure, he has to die, but they got 3 in return. So that was really, really good outcome for Mongolz. SNY is going to be completed next, so Bristol is going to have a much easier time chasing in the next fight. But you see the power of the Kotal. This hero is actually insane, like how much he does, with the buffs, I think Talon, they have to really consider going on the Kotal first, because so far they've not really been going on the Kotal the last few fights, They were RPing they went on the Ember this fight first, and the previous fight they went on the Bristol first, But Kotal, I think, is the main target. They have to somehow find a way to kill the Kotal in the fights. Probably it will be the Magnus's job to find him. It'll be harder for Shaker, I think.
And Bob's the one that goes down there. But again, like you say, it's a well sacrifices. JG standing guard now, jumping in onto WS, keeping that Blink Dagger on cooldown. Actually, good skewer away. Shackle's going to connect, but there's just not enough follow-up damage. And you already know that DJ is recalling everyone to the front lines.
Yeah, so it's so annoying. The game is so fast, They're playing the game so fast. You can go up, push out the wave. You see it tight. JG TP's top, push out the wave, and then there's recall. And he's bot again, and he cleared out the wave. But they're trying to catch him. If he gets greedy and goes for another wave, I think he's gonna die. Magnus and Mid Ranger, they're ready. John Cam, WF, they're waiting. This is the part where you have to be disciplined. You do not cross this line. JG, he is running in. Wow, he is still running in. He's not afraid of death.
He's huge, man. This guy, he's an oarfish eater.
Going to have his axe next. He didn't go for the shot though. That was surprising. He went straight for axe.
Yeah. Is it really that valuable this game, do you think?
I mean, it's still damage.
It's a good axe. It's a good shard,
damage, and then you can force out people to pop BKB, especially a hero like Magnus.
Yeah.
He blinks in. You leash him, you can't skill away, he has to kill it. It's useful. I think no matter what, it's useful. And he's gonna have the axe now, which is also very scary. The AoE Gush plus Sleight of Fist and the Bristleback, Crow Spray. A lot of AoE physical damage. Things are heating up. Mongolz are hitting their stride with their lineup now. They are very, very strong. They have already erased the 5k lead in the early game. And now this is their prime. Their lineup is very, very strong right now. Bristleback with SNY with the axe, with the shard. He is going to be able to dish out a lot of damage. And Talon in the team fights, they really have to focus the Kotal. They have to find the Kotal and the AA. These are the 2 heroes doing a lot.
Jokum, great job here. He's going to break his smoke and burn a little bit of additional time.
Run,
Sages.
Jokum, run.
Run, brother, run. He's got Whirlwind, or sorry, the Gale Force. That might help him. No, it's not going to help him at all. Great catch out from the Mongolz. But again, these are important moves for Talon to be making at a stage like this, isn't it? It allows Natsumi to continue farming. He's actually finally queued up that Silver Edge after the Mask of
When they're going
Madness.
for Mikoto with the gate.
Pike.
And getting bot, he went past the observer ward. And
He
the ward on
did.
the high ground here. They see him.
Oh, he's so close to BKB. Okay, he can buy out for BKB at the very least, and he will. But they've scouted him here a second time, walking past the
Yeah,
ward.
bringing the backup. Mikoto A. Actually just going for the Tormentor. Do they still have a shot? Who wants a shot? Oh, Kotter wants a shot. He's praying. Please, Kotter and Pike, they're both praying.
Yeah.
Oh
What?
no! Bob.
Bob's gonna get it. All right. Well, the immolation.
I mean, sure,
it's
yeah.
something. Sure.
Sure, not too bad. I mean, this is why
mostly-
I've been telling you. You should be given the choice, you know. The team that kills Tormentor should be given the choice who gets the prize. A little bit of democracy, yeah? Let's talk it out.
Democracy. That's not democracy.
Yeah, you talk it out.
You think that the team should vote?
Yeah.
Well, you never want supports and pubs to get a shard again, is it?
I mean, how so? So if you kill the Tormentor, a text chat pops up. So you pick on the box who gets the Tormentor. That's it, you know? Who gets the shot.
Careful here, JG.
Oh no, JG.
Oh,
the
gets
big
the blink
man.
away. Oh, somehow WS predicted it. All of a sudden, JG in a lot of trouble. The Blubber's protecting him, but he can do nothing against the BKB and the physical damage of
that was
Natsumi.
close.
He goes down.
Very
Bob
close.
looking to counter-initiate the 4 versus 5. This time, the RP's going to catch him perfectly. The chain stuns are pretty good, but where's the damage? It's just not enough. Bob, he lives a while longer. Another 2-man skewer here puts Bob even further into the fight. Where I think the Ice Blast is going to miss onto the Luna, who's continuing to just try and bail out of this fight now that they got JG. Natsumi,
Natsumi.
standing up on the high ground, thinks he can fight here in the choke point. Good damage
Big
actually
echo
onto
behind.
Amq, continuing
supports.
to fight. Mikoto on behind. He does actually get these backliners, but it's Amq who's winning the 1v1. No. Eventually, Natsumi able with enough loosened beams, but Bob giving chase here on the wounded Natsumi, who runs into the trees to hide away. WS
dodge,
tries to skewer Bob underneath the tower. That's not going to work out as Mikoto still on top of these backliners. Well, he missed, but eventually gets the kill onto DJ before he is taken out by the physical damage. What a fight. Talon.
Yeah, what a fight. That was so clutch, you know. Like, so many things, you know, done by Bob. You know, he dodged so many spells somehow. Stays alive, he chases, he tanks everything, the initial RP, and doesn't die,
skewer?
keeps fight chasing, you know, the
Any
SMY
follow-up
saving him.
here? Natsumi giving chase? No, not quite. Yeah, great fight.
What did the Bristol back bought? He bought a BKB, so yeah, next fight he's gonna be able to run in and just not worry about anything else, you know. So Talon got punished for killing the Tide there, just took a little bit too long to kill him, but I think they already threw everything. They threw the Eclipse. They skewered him back. I guess they didn't echo him. Sure, yeah. But I really can't really fault them for just using the Eclipse there, you know, because you don't really want to throw everything onto the Tide and then he buys back, you know. If he has a buyback and then his team is nearby, you're all gonna die. And here comes JG, the frontliner, running in, the tanky boy. Catches a dragon.
Yeah. Cuckoo. He's caught again, just trying to keep these waves pushed out as
Ice
his team
Blast.
continues to accumulate the items. Ice Blast does also find the secondary support. Is that going to matter much? We'll see if it's a fast Roche respawn. Talon may not have their supports to fight for it.
I mean, Talon, they really have to like try to slow things down. They're not really in a bad spot yet. It's just a 1k lead for Mongolz, but they have to respect the fact that the Mongolz lineup, they are very strong. They're at their peak right now, and they have to really be careful. You know, I think the best place to fight at the moment for Talon is like just high ground, so you can use your skiller and your Earthshaker plus Jakira spells to, even the Wind Ranger spells to actually just hold them off. You know, like out on the map, on, you know, an open area, it's difficult for them to fight into because they see you, and the Emperor, a Kotal, they're going to destroy you with their spells, you know. So you have to be on the high ground to make this work, you know, until the Luna is strong enough to kill everybody. Luna is buying Silver Edge next, so I think before they get this Silver Edge, they have to be a little bit more defensive, but they're planning to come back with a fight. They're smoking in. Smoke is broken. WS didn't really want to go there. He wasn't very sure. No vision.
Maneuvering around the triangle. DJ's in position already. These Luna Illusion's doing a great job of cutting
Another
the top
smoke.
wave.
Cuckoo's gonna smoke again. Okay.
Yeah,
oh, big
wants to
Ravage.
really find the fight. There's going to be the Ravage. He
Ravage.
connects out of many heroes. WS, he gets off the BKB before the Ice Blast can hit him, though. But he does need to retreat. Makoto also scattered in the fight is Natsumi. He's going to let loose now on this Eclipse. It's not really a whole lot of damage, though. Talon, they're lucky not to lose any heroes.
How did no one
doesn't
die?
go their way.
How did no one die? That is crazy. That is insane. So Ravage expanded. I think Talon, this could be the time for Talon to make a move, right? They didn't use any big spells, right? Just Eclipse, RP, Echo Slam, all available. Macro Pyre. This could be an opening for them, you know, and Roche is going to start spawning in a bit. So it should be a good time to look for a pickoff and maybe pray that you get an early Roche. Things are really, really heating up right now. 31 minutes into the game, 32 minutes. Rune spawning.
That's a close
Ace
one.
top.
That's exciting. That's a nice rune here for Makoto. We'll see what he can do with that. He's got this Ghost Scepter as well. We're starting to see this more and more these days on cores. We'll see how that
tight.
gets put to
Natsumi
use.
trying to force his BKB. Bob is coming
If
in.
only he had the anchor here, actually. That'd be doing a lot of work for him. Natsumi forced to Manta style, but otherwise still just fine. Really starting to close in on this Silver Edge, by the way. Let's mind. That will really do a lot of work against these cores.
Once they have it, they should be able to fight back.
Yeah, right now it's looked more troublesome than not. Careful here. I think they've also seen Natsumi. They've caught a glimpse of him down. Good patience here by Natsumi. He's not willing to, you know, finish farming the camp at potentially the cost of his own
being very
life.
cautious, Richie. It's not a good time to die now because Roche can be spawning.
Yeah.
So you don't know. So you don't want to put yourself in a risky position.
Cuckoo. Oh. Baba, I think, missed the Searing Chains there. It was on cooldown. I think he just missed him. Unfortunate. Hit the sleight of fist. Either way, Cuckoo lucky to be alive
Roshan
there.
is up.
As
Okay,
Roshan, he's home.
This is a little bit unfortunate. Do they have Sewerage done yet? Or not yet? Still 400
I think it's a bit far.
Yeah, this is unlucky for Talon. It's a quick one. They're not ready to fight yet. I think they need to just chill, keep farming, keep scaling. Just try to take the fight on the high ground. I don't think they should fight anymore outside on the map.
I don't think they will either. Luna, she'll at least have the funds now for the Demon Edge to finish off Silver Edge. But it looks like they will not contest. That being said, Natsumi's farming extremely nearby. Is there a Gem of True Sight on this Dire team? Look at it. What, oh my god, that's the shop he decides to go to?
TP out, you know. There's nothing to cancel.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably.
I mean, apart
fair.
from the sewage, the refresher is also coming from the magnets, you know. So this is also huge. But he's going to be very, very thin on the mana to get the whole combo off. So it'll be close, you know. I think he cannot actually do it every spell, you know. He can only RP refresh and RP with one skill or maybe or two skills until he gets a mana item. I guess with Intreads he should be able to do it. Yeah, it'll be close. And now smoke. Time to look for a pickup. Actually, it's a ninja.
This is a good opportunity. This is a very good opportunity. Natsumi, ooh, it's got Silver Edge.
The Bristol has A-Gaze though.
Yeah, that he does. But without the AA here, Bob immediately recalled into the fight as well. Makoto, he's been caught. JG unleashing the Ravage. They find the solo pickup they're looking for now. Jokum held down by the anchor, trying to run back into base, but Bob extends his killing spree there. 7-3 and 10 as the Mongols look to push up the high ground.
Yeah, no hesitation with the Ravage. Just one hero, but it's okay. It's just a call.
RP, they actually do manage to get the Ember Spear. Can I take him down in time? They need one more stun, but they don't have any more. But it's okay.
Oh,
the
no
damage comes through. Bob did not have a Remnant out. You're right.
Yeah, he didn't have one ready there. That's too aggressive there.
Good jump. Really, really good jump.
But they
there.
use
good recognition
Eclipse
by WS.
and RP, you know, so maybe the rest of the squad can still stay around and fight. You know, there was still a huge commitment to kill him. Oh, Silver Edge.
Wow. Wow. That was a lot of damage. Natsumi is confident in pushing out these waves. Wants to make sure
no
that
RP, no Eclipse. He's not afraid.
The back door.
They should go, you know, the Bristol has no fear now. They should go and pressure.
Oh, it doesn't look like. I mean, I agree. He's very strong. WS is just walking up, contesting the Ancient, skewering the Bristle away. Good blink out. Is not Sumi. Does actually hit him with a Silver Edge. Good lockdown. That's going to be at least the first life. Oh,
He's
but the
still alive.
barriers. They keep Omq alive. Gets the 4-step up to the high ground. The Gale Guard really coming in clutch there. My goodness.
Yeah, still 2.5 minutes on the A, so they don't really want to waste it. Now Bob is alive. RP, they know RP and Eclipse is still on cooldown for another 30-40 seconds here. They have a window here, very clear window. Mongolz wants to push an advantage. There's a Shirun too. So Bob is going to get a Shirun. He's going to be even crazier now with the Shirun.
See if Talon can avoid this fight. I don't know. They've been kind of
I don't think they can avoid it. They have to defend the high ground here. Mongols are definitely going to
Refresher's ready, though, for WS Winter. So they do have at least one RP, but they'll have 20 seconds to wait until
they need
there's
to buy
a second.
20 seconds.
It's one wave. That seems doable.
Yeah. Smoke. Mongols might have a small window here before it's up.
10 seconds on that RP. Everything else just about ready. Last time Makoto was the one who got initiated on. We'll see if he can try and avoid that this time to make sure he can get out at least one volley of his spells. Bob will go poking now. That Gush Ag's extremely effective as well.
Yeah, but it's tough, to approach the high ground. I mean, the Talon heroes, the power shot, dual breath, fissure, the skewer, it's very dangerous to go high ground with no vision.
Talon are also finding it extremely difficult to get off of their own high ground here, Winter. There's cliff wards on the two closest cliffs outside of the base, but there's the banner planted in the top lane.
They dropped the banner, but they're not hitting the tower.
1 minute on the Aegis. Omq. He's now going to get up there alongside the creeps. Yeah, there's going to be the RP. He didn't catch a single thing. Bob, he's too fast with it, man. But he still has the second RP to play with. We'll see what they can find. Mikoto doing his best now to at least with the fissure. They did get rid of the Roshan's banner, but out come the glyphs. Talon, they continue to hold here. That is only one tool eliminated from their tool belt. Refresher is ready. It's done here onto Omq. 30 seconds until his Aegis expires, as there is still a path for him to walk off the high ground. The fissure's not perfectly placed.
I mean, that should signal the end of the push with the Aegis expiring. Don't think they are going to risk it, on the Mongol side. I mean, sure, they wave one RP, but he has Refresher, right? There's still a second RP. It's not really necessary for them to land both, I think they just needed one good RP to win a team fight. So they're moving out. Aegis is down. Talon is starting to move out. They have to try to get rid of all this vision. There's too much vision in their territory at the moment. Have to push the waves and try to go deep ward.
And so we're back to a farming period. Talon finally able to leave the base a bit more, although Cuckoo is not leaving anything to chance the way that he was standing behind the defender's gate. Does he not? Okay, I was going to say, does he not see these wards? We'll finally get them. Nicely done. See, neutral items are starting to get assembled now as well. These tier 4s for Talon. 25 and 20 talents being taken. Natsumi with the Lunar Blessing damage per level. Any other significant ones? I guess the Bristle 25 is coming. Everything else is a little bit too far away.
Oh, WS, he's very close to enemies.
Yeah, that he is. JG as well. He actually finds Cuckoo here with the anchor, getting dragged down into the deep as Bob leaps on in to secure the kill. There is no buyback here on Cuckoo, so he's just down for good. Even if they do end up committing a few ultis for him, it's well worth it. Toto just clearing one more wave, but it's going to be a little bit dangerous. There's going to be the RP over in the mid lane. Amq did get the
Still alive.
BKB off. Ice Blast coming in to counter initiate. Is going to catch 2 of these heroes. JG to follow up with the Ravage immediately, and not Scooby. He's going to get dropped. Dead for 100 seconds. Makoto throwing all the spells he has, trying to get this kill. Amq finally does drop.
Yes, buyback on the Bristol. They can end this game.
2 cores dead. There is a buyback, and DJ can always bring him right back into the fight as they take down Makoto. A triple kill now for Bob. That might just be the game here, Winter.
Yeah, Natsumi there just couldn't get his BKB off. He didn't use it in time, you know. He got caught by the Ravage, and that was it, you know. A couple of fights in a row.
Ice Blast set up for the Ravage, right?
Yeah. Now you see the power of the team fight with the Tide, AA, and the Keeper of the Light with the Will always, you know. There's so much control. If you don't get your BKBs on time, you don't activate them, you're just going to be controlled for a long time.
Still, there's a bottom lane. A very nice skewer as they do catch the Castaway. Ancient Apparition trying to get a little bit too greedy, trying to not leave the high ground. He is going to die. Not dealing a decent amount of damage in return. Oh, WS? Okay, thought about maybe hitting him with that refreshed RP. It's at least a gem recovered from Talon, but they still need to do something about this mammoth, colossal Squid Eater destroying their tier 3 tower.
20 seconds before Shaker is alive, and the Luna.
The Wisp down to protect him. Yeah, the Luna is the bigger deal. Makoto's at least got buyback. That's the tier 3 down. Only the buildings now remaining. Bob doing so much damage. Oh my goodness, the RP. It's good actually onto the 2 of them with the Ice Path to follow up, but there's no damage. Luna respawning in just 1 second. This is not a terrible place for her to take the fight if they can keep him here, and that's been the struggle. Luna unleashing now onto JG. The Silver Edge break is good for the kill, and they even managed to catch 2 more. That's going to be DJ going down. They buy back on another hero. It's Cuckoo. Amq running down Makoto. He still has a stun and an echo, but the BKB is lasting too long. Makoto beating into his back, forces out the echo. There's going to be the kill, but the kill shot is finally able to put down this.
He has no mana.
Bob, he's going to be caught. He is out of mana. Ice Blast coming in to try and support him, but it's only going to catch Cuckoo. He's broken, out of mana, and out of life. Jokum with the double kill there. Bob is going to buy back. Thinks he can take down Natsumi a second time. Oh, and he does. What a buyback out from him. He dropped the Remnant. He's going in a second time. WS trying to keep him inside of this Ag Smack, but Bob's only picking up even more.
Oh my god, Bob is doing it.
After Cuckoo, Bob still alive, about to 1 versus 4 the team here, the way he's outplaying them. Still has a little bit of mana to play with, Winter. He's got the Shiva's Guard. Cuckoo trying to draw him back into the base, but that's just where Bob wants him. A buyback now out from Makoto. WS pushing him back into the base. Bob, can he live here? DJ's back in the game as well. He's Bob back and he's recalled himself into the fight, but Cuckoo, what a stun there.
Ice Blast.
Bob going in for the kill. Will find it. Ice Blast unnecessary. And he's just going to get away with murder. Makoto's giving chase. He's been kited, Winter. He's out of the base. Castaways drop the tip. DJ's even going to show up just to celebrate as Talon, they've fallen apart. The Mongolz, they will clean up Bob with one of the best buybacks I've ever seen.
Bob the Showman right there, you know, not Bob the Builder. He's grown from Bob the Builder to Bob the Showman there. That was some fancy moves there by Bob. Good, really good buyback. Just clearing them out. He knows that they can't fight him with all the spells on cooldown. Yeah, plus the Ice Blast. He didn't really 1v4, you know. It's the Ice Blast, you know. They landed the Ice Blast.
Okay. A little bit. It was a little bit of the Ice Blast.
A little bit of help, you know, and then DJ and then coming in with the recall.
Drafting philosophy in this game was saying, hey, we want to be the ones determining the tempo of this game. You know, it's a very fast lineup, like you say, not only in move speed, tempo, much faster than this PA. Sorry, much faster than this Ursa is what I meant to say, and this DK. But what I think, like you're saying, what I think I do like about this Mongolz lineup is that their counter initiation is very good, right? If the Clown is going to be able to escape act whoever's getting initiated on, you know, the fight's potentially looking really good from there. Like you said, the Warlock can make soup, drop the Golem, and then all of a sudden it dooms onto a key hero. This is dangerous. Wards on wards. Mongolz set up a little bit better here on this instance, though, as they will be able to escape a potentially bad fight. But Talon, they know that something's up because they were smoked on their way up. That being said, I also really like the Talon draft.
Yeah, we're gonna take some time to look at the facets. Anyone?
The facets, yeah, it's facets. I'm our
facets?
favorite.
So
What do we have? Anything
the
exciting?
Ursa has what, bear down? Is this normal? Or debuffs last longer? Normally I see the other one. So why is this better this game? I'm not sure. Maybe he thinks it's better for the lane.
Usually you see the grudge bear
Yeah,
when
you get
damaged during
damage
an
with
rage.
HP when you have more HP.
Right.
Okay,
Okay,
so
that's
on the
interesting.
dire side, you have Glacial Guard, Lake Day, Tag Team, Horsepower, Methodical. So everything is
Pretty standard. Yeah, very standard, I would say. The Ursa is a little bit of the question mark. Whoa! How's WS getting jumped here? Does end up hoof stomping. Blood Grenade does wear off, but OmQ commits that first point in Urshock. A second Blood Grenade committed as WS is going to go down to DJ.
Yeah, no running away from that, yeah. Impalement arts plus the Earthshock with the bear down facet.
Two
so
blood
his
grenades?
slow lasts longer.
That's a good point. That is a very good point, actually. How much longer, actually?
It scales with ulti, right?
14%,
14, 16,
up to 20.
18, 20.
Not terrible, really.
Yeah, it's decent for the
Terrible.
lane, especially when you have the furry swipes on them.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see that get put to use. I think our fun lane's going to be mid for a while, isn't it? These two beefy guys just slapping each other.
The two melee boys. Slala is gonna be the happier one because he's sitting on water.
That's true.
So he has more regen, move speed, armor.
It's
not
I'm not
fair,
laughing at
Richie.
you. It's just a funny way to. It's just a funny piece of analysis that you're completely valid in saying. It's just
And DK
he's
has the
standing in
dragon blood,
water.
so
But this time water is thicker than blood.
no, blood is thicker than water. That's not the saying.
Yes, I know, but the joke is that the armor, the buffs are better early for Makoto, right? That's the joke.
Oh, count.
Okay, well let's
Wait,
do
count.
it then.
He has 1 bonus armor in the river. DK has 3 now. Blood is definitely thicker,
Okay, well that's true. It is for now.
but he has 8 bonus damage and bonus 2.5 regen. Move speed 18%.
What is going on over here, by the way? Look at Jokum and Castaway. They're dragging these creeps nearly to the mid lane. What the heck? What is going
They
on?
want to join the mid laners, you know. Don't you know, support players, they kind of want to feel like, oh, how does it feel to be a mid laner?
Yes. This is where the bottom lane typically meets, isn't it? Right in the middle of this camp. This is the silliest thing I've ever seen. By the way, you can no longer aggro the camps. I guess this. Oh, right. These camps are still immune to being aggro to creeps, right? Because like Eternal Envy kept like kicking creeps into the camps or whatever, tossing them.
Yeah, this is very, very annoying. Someone wants to play the lane normally and dominate the lane, but WS and Jokem, nope. No. You play the lane on our terms. Pull.
Another one.
I
There he goes,
enjoy
he's throwing
pulling the
another
waves
way.
a lot, you know, especially in a double melee lane. I think most of the time pulling just gives you the tool to equalize the lane, and when you get your levels, because if you compare the Warlock and Ursa plus Centaur
Right.
and Tusk, when Centaur and Tusk gets levels, they are more scary because they can kill you when they get more points in double edge, you know, whereas the Warlock and Ursa is a very defensive lane, right? They just want to farm, heal up. They don't really
Right.
look to kill you. I mean, if they'll kill you if they get a chance, you know, but most of the time
Uh,
you see them just healing up and trying to control creeps.
Yeah, exactly. So you gotta disrupt that and not give them any openings to potentially kill
I
you by
guess it's
stacking up the free
top lane
swipes.
is the fun lane, right? The Doom
It is.
plus
It is.
the Ringmaster, they both want to kill. Same can be said for the CM plus PA. They also want to kill.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why putting the evasion on immaterial at level 1 with 20% evasion has really brought back PA in this new light.
Yeah, why are you
It's a
so
little
surprised?
ridiculous.
You get a free 20% evasion.
I've just been watching DJ for the past few minutes just fail to land auto attacks, you know, and Natsume just seemingly doesn't care. He's just stacking up the stick charges. Once again, Jokum is stealing the creeps away. It's just a little bit funny to see, really. Mid lane, Bob is not really managing to build much of a lead, as you can see. Makoto just naturally has the better of him. This is what I mean. Water's thicker than blood, man. Look at this. It's just too much.
I mean, he is definitely having a very good time. 21 and 10, 11 and 4 on Bob. Yeah, but this is what we expected, right?
Yes,
That's why I
yes.
was surprised that they opted to pick another carry and move the DK make, because DK is gonna struggle. Any melee hero against Sala is like it's gonna be a tough life.
Yeah, they must have liked the DK still for the game then, right?
Yeah, I guess. The poison
They think the
dragon
Ursa's
there.
that good. Like the Ursa PA matchup is amazing.
Yeah. We'll see whether it pays off, you know, because right now their choice, they're gonna sacrifice the lane, right? Because this is what they intentionally chose.
And that's trouble because DJ wants to try and help out mid and like alleviate some of this pressure, but he can't really live this PACM. Doom is tanky, notably very hard to kill, but that's going to be a lot of damage coming through there. As Jokum is still just taking, he's like a tour guide. And if you look out to your right, you'll see the reworked fountain area, this lotus pool.
Yeah, welcome to Penang. On your left, there is the Nasi Kandar store. On your right, there is the Chendol store.
Yes,
so
right in front of us is the bridge.
Here first, then we are going to take a tour on the bus. Then we'll go to Gurney Drive to shop.
And then we'll go to the dessert street after that for some supper. Please don't forget to be back here in 5 minutes. And remember...
5 minutes. There's no curfew, you know. We get to go back to the tour bus at 12.
What's TP coming?
Yeah, that's how we use our full day. You don't want to waste any part of the day, right? Because they charge you by the day, so you want to use it until 12 midnight. Let's keep the tour guide busy, you know.
I guess so, huh? I don't know. I never really did many of the big tours. Can't
Meanwhile,
say.
6 minutes. 3 versus 3 incoming. 6 heroes here. Oh,
DJ.
no whoopee cushion. DJ. Oh.
He's going to be just fine, actually, as Bob pops out Elder Dragon for Makoto. Still fighting in the river. Tame the beast onto the walrus is going to allow him to escape into the river. But Makoto has the Invis rune. He's activated it now. I wonder if he's going to just use it for regen. He probably will because there's a sentry watching him in the lane.
Yeah, but so far the early game has gone well, you know, for Talon. All this lane pulling, and they want mid, so bottom kind of did okay. The Centaur into Ursa, and now they just need to really stave off this pressure from the first dragon form. It's quite annoying. They're gonna have to bring in one more hero. Someone cancel the TP.
He's getting poked at, and the supports are ticking down. I mean, Jokum is not got a lot of HP to work with here. Can't use the salve while the Fatal Bonds are still applied.
Yeah, I mean, DK with a Warlock hitting him. It's tough.
Yeah, seriously. The wagon did fall, though. Bob wasn't able to keep the wagon alive, so Makoto might just be able to keep it stat one. And he is, actually, now that the Elder Dragon form's ended. He's going to be kicked off.
Well, good news. They have Stampede to help them out right now. Level 6 on WS. So with all the lane pullings, so the cores on the lane have gotten a lot of solo XP. The supports have suffered. So Warlock's level 3.
They've suffered heavily.
Level 4. 2 Grimoire charges still. Top lane. Kuku is here. Jokem is here.
I think Natsume is not too unhappy with his laning phase. 41 and 10. He is number 2 in terms of CS. I think all the lanes going pretty well. Kuku's JG is off to the worst start actually on the Doom, as we can see him kind of get bullied away from his own tower at the moment. Stacks are being made by DJ. And with this lineup, Talon can't really contest the stacks without bringing like 3 or 4 heroes. Am I crazy? Don't really see them being able to contest this.
It's not easy. They don't have the best heroes to clear stacks with, you know.
Not without like a
DK
freezing
here
field.
to clear them out. So yeah, should be fine.
It's going to give some alone time mid lane for Castaway.
Mongolz wants to play a slow game, you know. They want to slow things down. They're very, very greedy heroes. Talon is the one that wants to be aggressive with the CM Tusk Slaughter. So if the game is going like this, just farming, no kills, Mongolz is very happy.
That's true. Yeah. Talon playing their 4th game of the day, and if they want to qualify to DreamLeague Season 26, then they have to play a 5th. Right, they played it earlier today.
Mongolz only want to play one game. They're only interested in one game right now.
And that's why they're willing to really take their time, get nice and farmed up on everyone, you know.
That's true, you know. If you only get to have like one meal a day, you know, you're going to take it slow. You're going to have a bunch of desserts, a bunch of main courses, you know.
Man, you really are all about that desserts.
Yeah, I told you before why. Because
I
dessert
know,
is
no,
the last thing you eat.
Did he throw
If the
a
dessert
darn boulder? He
sucks-
hurled a boulder, JG. We don't do that here, sir.
Yeah, that was a dessert that gave you a headache, you know, a boulder.
Seriously. It's like when you eat your after meal mango sticky rice too fast.
No,
A
no,
little
no.
bit of brain
It's
freeze.
like when you eat a wrong durian. Get a
Ah, me
headache.
when I eat any durian. So any durian. or me when I eat, what is it, rojak?
Oh, you don't like the
Shrimp
prawn
paste dessert.
Yeah, the shrimp paste. 10 minutes. Mikoto is ready in the river to pick up the runes. He wants
Yeah,
some runes.
I mean,
not a regen. Regen's not
it's-
that particularly helpful.
It
for him.
feels like we're almost still laning.
Oh, top
All
lane.
that is until Bob is going to be able to find the maid in top lane. Tame the beast. Deals double damage to Cuckoo because he is...
He needs backup.
the
Good
immortal.
fatal bonds. They have to run.
Very nice. And they will run. That's going to just be the Stampede use as Jokum. Once again, the hurl boulder from JG actually very full, but they won't have anything to cancel this TP.
Yeah,
Do
good
no
moves
longer
there.
cancels TPs because it doesn't mute anymore. Always forget about that. Doesn't stun, doesn't mute. Guess he could just use the Infernal Blade.
Yep,
But
top
long
lane.
windup.
JG saves the catapult so they can finish the tower.
Bob's going to be happy with that. Didn't get his mid tower, but does get the top one now.
Yeah.
It's going to...
When you look at the mid tower, if the mid tower is not down at 10 minutes, it means the DK is not really having a good time. Usually 10 minutes, the mid tower is gone.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Well, he,
And
in
that
terms
is
of
going to
net
help
worth, he's
Talon
still
speed up this
doing
game.
pretty well, on equal footing with the
Yeah.
Slaughter.
I mean, he got a big stack, right? That really helped
Yeah,
recover
true.
him. So, and he's got those, so, well, someone's going to have those ancients to farm. I'm not sure if it'll be him or the Ursa when that Battle Fury is finished. Looking across the other side of the river at the other Battle Fury builder, Natsumi, and him, they're basically, you know, item for item. So they'll be pretty similarly close as far as their timings. DJ going hunting after Cuckoo again. And Doom, he's going to try and hurl a boulder at Cuckoo. Says, come here. Throw a rock at you. But a pretty slow and methodical game, I would say.
Yeah, which is
I think Talon,
very good for
they'll be-
Mongols.
but Talon certainly they're going to have a go time, a pretty sharp timing here, right? WS is going to have Blink and Blade Mail. You're going to have Natsumi with Battle Fury, what, PKB, Battle Fury Yasha for this PA? Doesn't really want to build
I mean,
this
the
game, I
dagger on
wonder.
Slaughter is going to bring the game to life. I mean, as
That's
of right
true,
now,
yeah.
the CM and Tusk, they're kind of wandering the map aimlessly. You know, they don't really have much to do because no one's ready to fight. So yeah, this is not a very good sight, you know, as the CM and Tusk. They didn't really get any kills, so they are struggling to get their level 6.
Okay. First Blink is online. It's not actually for the Slaughter. It's Bob's, who has a little bit of a net worth advantage over Makoto, but Makoto is just gone
Yeah,
for Soul
I think
Ring,
it's
hence the net
mainly
worth difference.
because of the stacks and
Yeah.
the tower.
So
Actually, the tower, they're
WS
equal,
is-
just the stacks.
Yeah, the stacks and the builds. The build's a little bit different for the Slaughter, which is, you know.
Soul Ring.
What
yeah,
can you do?
it's
Bob.
the Soul Ring and the bottle.
Mhm.
DK doesn't have the
Bob
pylons.
doesn't manage to find anything down here, though. So I guess Talon seemingly content not to force fights either at the moment. I mean, this poor maiden is level 5
Yeah,
still.
I mean, the
Can't
DJ
find
is level 7. Somehow he's level 7.
Stampede used by Talon to avoid a fight. And Mongols are like, well, okay, I guess maybe we can push mid now. Well, their Dragon Form's ready to go. Cuckoo's trying to do some pushing. Does put that Blink Dagger on cooldown. That's why he's not dead right now. Finally, the Freezing Field has been leveled. And that'll be a tier 1 tower going completely uncontested. So Talon, fine to wait with their time. It's not the way I expected them to play this game, but maybe that's going to change now. Amplify Damager and active for Makoto. He's got the Blink Dagger freshly delivered. Just needs someone to play with here, right? He can't do it alone.
Oh, he needs the supports to follow him. That's for sure.
I'm just The most shocking thing for me is that Ursa is still able to just calmly farm in front of his tier 1 tower 14 minutes into the game. You know what I mean? Just feels like the laning stage hasn't ended for him.
Yeah, I mean, they can't push him out. I mean, all this Ursa, Lifestealer, mob thing, if you can't push them out of the lane, they're just gonna sit there and farm, you know? Because the Sala is not ready to move. He has a dagger now, so he has to actually really play a part in this game, you know? The longer they wait, I think it's just gonna get harder and harder. Like Talon,
check out this move from the Mongolz.
I mean, that's the thing why I didn't really expect the Sala to come out, right? When we were talking about their last pick, the Sala didn't cross online because Sala gives you very little leeway for error. He has a very sharp timing.
Okay, initiation, Wheel of Wonder. It's good setup, but they're a little bit afraid of the counter initiation. Jokum does catch Bob in the shards, but he's very tanky. Omq ready to fight now with the Battle Fury. Blink Dagger ready to go on the Slaughter. They're going to maybe try and smoke and get around on the bridge as Bob is just tanking with the Shield Rune. Not really sure why he tanked 5 tower shots just to right-click the tower 1 time, but he has his own methods. We'll let him cook. And now, this is why Mongolz are down here in the first place. They want to try and take down this Tormentor. Mikoto, he might be able to steal this. His smoke breaks. Oh, he's just going to be too late. It was a very fast Tormentor, actually. As the Stampede on in, does actually finally get some action. Both supports deleted instantly. Jokum gets on top of Omq, who's completely alone now. Mongolz thought that everyone had left the area. Wasn't the case. Cuckoo's freezing field gets canceled instantly by the snowball of Jokum. But in the end, it's a fantastic trio of kills here for Talon.
Yeah, that was what the doctor ordered for Talon. They needed something like this to happen. And next, if they can actually make it happen one more time, they'll get Roche with the Slaughter. So they're just continuing moving forward, trying to play some wards, trying to go for more kills. They see DJ, but they found the CM. He's alone. Yeah, probably not gonna get any help from his team. Yeah, Cuckoo just gonna go down. But they're gonna get the tower in the bot lane. PA gets the last hit, so that is good. But they need to keep the ball rolling, you know. Just they can't be happy with just that one good fight there. They need another. They need another fight into Roche.
Well, they certainly have the lineup for Roche, though, right? We talked about the minus armor with the tag team. It can be done, but they just need to make sure that they actually get their time alone there in the pit. But the Ursa's finally been booted out of the lane, so Talon can be a little bit happy with that. They're still behind in towers, so we'll see now where they look to try and play for their next set of pickoffs.
And they're moving bot again. DJ was there to scout things out. They don't have a ward on the Radiant side.
Yep.
So Bob seems to know something's happening. He's running. Yeah,
that's going to be a nice stun. They're going to counter-initiate. DJ gets time still to put himself in the box thanks to the golem being dropped. And DJ's still alive. The strongman tonic, Jokum, he's been kited out. Tried to secure the kill. The Stampede was used. It's doomed up still as WS. He will be able to TP safely home. So in the end, it's only just the Tusk dying.
Yeah, not too bad.
A few ultis dropped.
Not too bad for Mongolz. I mean, Talon, they have to still keep going, yeah. They forced out the Doom, so now they need to try to find something.
Doom and Golem used. Elder Dragon form should be running out here momentarily. They only use the Stampede, as you say. Again, they don't really have too many cooldowns to be concerned about,
yeah,
right?
But at the same time, it's hard to make progress, right? Because it's very difficult to force things at the moment, you know. It's not clear what they have to buy on their heroes until they can force things. Maybe the BKB on PA will give them more confidence. But at the same time, if you wait and Warlock has Rock again and Doom has his spells up again, then the PA BKB doesn't feel that intimidating, you know. But they're gonna move now when the spells are on cooldown. I like this. Trying to wrap around the Ursa.
This could be a really nice catch. Smokes are breaking. Omq walking into the secret shop. Gets off this Enrage. Walrus Punch here is not really that effective at locking him down. It's Bob and the rest of the heroes TPing on it, try and save their carry. It's not going to get the job done. This Wheel of Wonder could be huge, but the Snowball's even better. Saving them all from the Wheel of Wonder. Bob saved by the box here momentarily.
5 minute
really
fatal bond.
Nice fatal bonds. Freezing Field is doing a lot of work here before it's canceled by JG. Everyone is slowly ticking down, but I think they're just going to run out of damage here, Winter. Talon they will escape here, tail between their legs, but otherwise, nothing. In fact, they want to go for more. Oh, WS is going to reconsider that after he eats the dagger. He's going to die to it, actually. So he at least will go down, but it's going to be a 4-for-1 trade here in favor of Talon. What a fight for them.
Yeah, that was the snowball of the day right there, ladies and gentlemen. Saving them, dodging the damage from the Wheel Wonder, Ishan Suri just keeping everyone alive to win them the fight, you know. Otherwise, they would have taken so much damage with the Fatal Bombs plus the Wheel Wonder.
Yep.
Probably would have at least lost a couple of heroes right from that combo.
I think guaranteed, if the DK is actually able to right-click those heroes when they're in splash range of each other, ooh boy, that is looking very dangerous for them.
Yeah, Talon, you know, saved by the snowball from Jocam. Now the game continues. Everyone's alive. They have BKB done on Natsumi, but not like a very scary BKB timing here, because they have a lot of ways to go through it. With the Doom, with the Ursa, with the Warlock. But I feel like overall Mongols are still very happy with the trade. They're getting farm, they're getting scaling. I mean, Ursa died, that sucks, but
Yeah.
as long as the game continues going, and you're not losing too much ground on the map, it means that you have a very high likelihood of dragging the game late, and it's going to be very good for you.
Sure, sure. Even against
You
this
have a
PA,
Midas Doom
though?
too, you know. So
Aren't we, like, terrified of PA these days?
yeah,
What?
but you have Midas Doom. Doom is like insane, you know, one of the best late game
Okay.
heroes, you know, once you get there. You
Like,
have your
as an
break.
anti-carry, kind of, you mean?
Yeah, you have your 25 Talon, you have your refreshers, you know. It's just no fighting that guy in the late game. Late game
Okay.
is the absolute playground for Doom, you know. Nobody wants to go there.
Let's see what you're saying here. Bob, he wants to go into the enemy triangle. He'll actually maybe find Natsumi, who's blurred up, just
Oh,
jumping
no.
into the camp. BKB activated here.
Nice dodge.
Indeed, they have Golem. They're threatening to use it. Maybe even a Doom before Natsumi is going to be able to blink straight back to
It was a
Jogo.
good win, you know, for Mongols forcing the BKB. That was the 9-second, the freshly
Yeah.
purchased BKB, you know, out of the oven.
Oh, they're going to try and roche off the back of this as well.
Yeah, no BKB on PA. I think this is a good move. They're trying to force them to come over.
guess so,
There's
right?
still Golem, there's still Doom. And if you're
That's true.
Talon, you feel like, oh, we can't give the rush, but we can't fight, no BKB.
Yeah, this is going to effectively drag the game out, what, like 3-5 minutes, depending on how long this Aegis lasts. So it's even better.
Yeah, this is
For the
really, really
Mongols.
nice. You know, Mongols playing the game so nicely, you know, outmaneuvering Talon.
Winter, you always love these kinds of games, don't you? These kinds of slow burn Dota.
Why do you have to bring it up? Can we not remind
because you-
everyone I'm a boomer?
Sometimes you get really excited over these games. Okay, there's the Radavetos for DJ. The combo executed perfectly this time. Jokum unable to snowball to safety.
Yeah, guess what? Rod of Atos.
That's true. Your second favorite thing about this patch,
What's my first favorite thing? Most
Tinker
favorite thing?
support.
Huh?
You love Tinker support.
I love No, that's you.
Yeah, you said that
I-
as soon as we were going to finish casting, you were going to queue and play 12 hours straight of
Yeah,
Tinker
yeah, yeah.
support.
Click on my, you know, my profile.
Right.
Tinker support my ass. You know I don't have a Smurf. Tinker support is my #1
Bob.
ban list hero.
Uh-oh. He's in trouble here. He is likely to die. I don't really think he's got a way out of this one. Blink Dagger, it's going to be kept on cooldown, and despite his best efforts with the Hurricane Pike, he will go down. He didn't want to go through the Twin Gate. I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, I think he was afraid that they were coming from that angle, you know, from the Lotus pool. Because I think he knows that he's in a dangerous position. He wants to get out, but he didn't really predict the right way they were coming. And now, oh no, another kill.
Uh-oh. Yeah, this is trouble,
Mongolz.
JG. He's going to be in for a rough time here. He
They're
can't
trying
even
to
drop
fight
the
here.
because it's going to get reflected. He actually still will drop it. Amq, he's going to jump in, do enough damage to touch that. I think the Doom's going to tick him down no matter what, so Amq's going to TP away.
Oh,
No,
no, this
he's
is a
not actually the
disaster.
snowball, and the Walrus punch is there. That is only the first life. Sure, they're going to lose WS, but they are going to welcome Amq back with a flurry of spells and damage. Natsumi even lands the killing blow.
This is really, really bad. Mikoto running down the last man standing, the Warlock. The old man. Oh no, he cancelled his TV. The Warlock's gonna die. Oh no. Yeah, guess what's the conversation there, right? The Warlock's probably asking why. What did I do? What did I do to deserve your abandonment? You know, why did you abandon me? That was such a mental torture. You know? He was like running to his tower. He sees a starter. Oh, I'm safe. You know, he sees a TP, and then he runs to the tower. The TP stops, and then the starter continues chasing. You know, so the fish eventually runs the old man down, and he's like looking at his teammate sitting next to him. What did I do today? Did I not make you that wonderful bacon and eggs breakfast? Did I not treat you well enough, Richie? Why have you abandoned me? Another jump onto Doom. Jokem punches
That's a
him
good
out.
one here. The Fatal Bonds, though, could be trouble as Jokem is going to try and survive.
Oh, big
thanks to the
stun.
Stampede, but the counter initiation, it's huge.
WS.
Everyone nearly dead. Both of the
Saves the
backline
day.
are dead already. Bob tying up on the high ground is Talon breaking through the hello Natsumi.
Alright, that
He
is-
says triple kill for him.
That is a mental breakdown right there from Mongolz.
This
They're
is
gonna
going
lose
to
all
be a
their
full
heroes.
wipe.
Yeah, they definitely got tilted up from the last move there. Like, they were not really sure what to do, then they got caught with that 3-man. They were not ready, basically. They got caught. Amazing 3-man stun from WS, and that was all she wrote, you know, they just bursted the heroes with the PA. And now they've successfully opened up like a 10k lead, more or less. Tormentor's up again, they're already pinging it. I mean, Mongolz can still win this game, but they need to get their hits right again, you know. They have to finish this triple BKB on their heroes. I mean, maybe they were talking about like items, right? Because they actually needed to get 3 BKBs, you know, after the dagger and DK. You get the Dragon Lance, but I don't think you can upgrade the pike, right? You need to get BKB. Because all their cores need BKB, and your Doom, he was so greedy. He went Midas into Shivas, right? I think if they were in full control of the game, like before, that was what was happening. The build was going to be okay. But right now, because they've already lost control, then they are going to need their BKBs very, very badly.
Yeah, they are sorely missing that magic immunity.
Yeah.
And now it's going to set them up in a rough place here for the rest of this kind of mid game,
Yeah,
right?
This is going to suck for them.
Having to try and dodge when Talon are starting to find a few of their own peaks here, right? Oh, what? We're actually going to get the cart for WS. He's at so far at least committing for the Ag Scepter. I guess he could still make a beat. No, he's
Guess
going
who
to get the
is he
Ag.
carting?
I don't know.
The CM! During the freezing field.
I wish to see nothing more than Cuckoo riding in on the back of a majestic centaur. Freezing field.
Let it go, man. Let it
Yep.
go.
What I would do to hear the team comms during that team fight if that combo works for Cuckoo.
Okay, we're probably not gonna see it. He's just gonna cut the hero that got Doom. That's it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, but you know, we can all dream, right? For if you're playing Maiden and your Centaur cuts you and then you kill everybody.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if the offlaners sometimes remember the supports exist?
Yeah, it'd be
But no.
nice. Just one time, you know, Richie. All I ask is just one piece of the cake.
It's just not meant to be for us, Winter.
One
We've got to
slice.
bake our own cake. And we
One
have to be
slice, you
happy
know.
with it.
One slice of that durian cake.
Why durian, huh? Why don't you know? I was just in Thailand.
Okay, one slice of that red velvet or American
go.
cheesecake, you know.
I was just in Thailand, and you know what their favorite dessert is? Mango sticky rice. Delicious.
Yeah, it's
sweet,
Thailand.
savory, some carbs. Amazing.
Yeah, don't forget what makes the mango sticky rice delicious. The condensed milk.
Isn't it coconut cream?
Oh, yeah, and coconut cream, yes.
Yeah. You know, here in Malaysia, oh, what do we want for dessert? How about a shrimp paste? Oh my goodness, how about a Cuckoo, 3-man stun. Another great initiation
the
here.
cart!
There's going to be the
Run!
cart for the doomed hero. The golem, though, dropped onto 2 of them, as even the Tame the Beast is going to be used, but WS, he's simply too fast. He's going to evacuate Makoto to safety, and now joining the fight is Natsumi. He eats a stun first, activates the BKB, letting loose onto this Ursa Warrior. There's the Wheel of Wonder, but it's not going to do nothing to save him from this fight. Amq's going to drop to Makoto as Cuckoo lands the killing blow onto JG. DJ's trapped in the Roche pit. He doesn't even have a box for himself anymore. Just drops the whip as soon as he dies. That is going to be the game here soon, Winter. 4 for none trade. What a team fight.
Yeah, that was like a huge team fight once again, you know. Great moves there by WS, carting the Slaughter, just dragging him away after he got doomed. I mean, they have to realize the only person that can be doomed is the Centaur right now. There is no one else.
Yeah.
But because you don't have BKBs, right, so it's very unreliable. They have a lot of stuns. You may argue, you know, okay, they have Slaughter, they have Tusk, they have PA. Why are you talking about the BKB? But the fact is, they're controlled by the Snowball, the CM, Frostbite, the Slow, the Centaur stuns, the Slaughter stuns. There's just so many small little things. You know, you're not dying to those magic damage, but you're getting controlled.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way
And
that
you
PA
can't
to
get to
clean up
your
these fights.
destination, you know.
Talon.
This is a tough loss, you know, for Mongolz. If they do lose this game in the end, you know, they have, I guess, one more fight in them. They have to find the Doom onto the Centaur and maybe get a big rock with the Fatal Bonds. Maybe they can still turn this around on the high ground.
And the Talon seem keen to play that 5th game today here. They want to try and take this to a decisive 3rd game to see if they can qualify alongside Boom Esports. That is Jokum actually finding JG, who feels a little out of position here, Winter. I'm not going to lie. He will be easily cleaned up, and he does not have buyback. Whoopee Cushion at least might be enough to save DJ, but WS is going to cart himself and chase after them, even nearly catching up to Bob.
It feels like they've already checked out. Not really coordinating with their heroes well enough, you know. I mean, at this point, they can't wait for the BKB on the Doom anymore. They just need to go and fight, you know, group up together, find a position to hold, a ward, high ground ward, and let's take a fight under that ward. If you win, you win, you lose, just go next, you know. Whatever they're doing right now is just, it's not working and they're not really accomplishing much, you know. And sometimes when the game becomes like this, it's either like the whole team is not talking to each other anymore, or there's just too many people yelling at each other. That's why the game just becomes so weird.
I see.
I mean, usually
you just want
it's
to see them unite on something.
radio silence, usually.
All right. Just all in on Cuckoo and then call it? Is that this kind of a game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on board, you know, just kill the CM. CM is always the... I wonder why, you know, it's always CM, you know, when you want to kill that one hero and just leave the game, it's always CM.
It's a good target, you know. When you want to do the Adam 343 always calls it one last team fight for the boys, you know, just like, all right, reset the mental, right, kill the one hero or die trying, and then go next. I hear what you're saying. We'll see though. I mean, maybe Roche is going to be a good objective to fight around, especially still with the Fatal Bonds. We'll see. If Bob's going to be able to pump in the damage, he still does not have BKB, though. He's 1,000 gold short, Winter. What could have potentially been this game had he not upgraded the Pike fully. Jump on in. They're looking for the first Doom on a Cuckoo. I think they're actually trying to go for it. Look at them. They're after Cuckoo. They've taken him down. They've also doomed the PA, but she's right in the back of that carriage, still continuing to battle. Ursa Warrior trying to punch the WS, but he's kicked away now by Jokum, who has the Walrus kick. Stampede allows Natsumi to run in after him, and I think that was the goal. Kill Cuckoo and call it. As Talon, they secure game number 2. We have a 3-game series on our hands here.
Yeah. What's new, you know, Richie, we have been on the road for 3-game series. Right from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, today's Thursday, so this is nothing new. Nothing new, but more Dota, you know. Everybody wants to watch more Dota.
Okay, he's naturally going to be pulling him away. We'll see how things get going now as Talon and the Mongolz heading up against each other in game number 3. Winner goes to DreamLeague Season 26.
All
alongside
or nothing,
Boom
Richie.
Esports.
Everything
Loser?
on the line. Loser goes home
nothing.
and gets a plate of
They get
nasi
pizza.
lemak. That's
They
it.
get pizza, not even
Pizza? Okay.
pizza.
You know, the pizza with just no toppings, only cheese. Only cheese and the Alfredo sauce or whatever, the sauce, you know, tomato sauce.
I'm not. I wouldn't be a fan. If I was gonna get kicked, I'd at least want a nice pizza. Don't at least give me like
What would
you know
be a
mushrooms
nice
and pepperoni.
pizza for you?
Some mushrooms and pepperoni. If you really want to be nice, fly in a pizza from my home city of Chicago, and then I'll be like, all right, you know what? Respect. You know, we can leave. I'll even come
I
back
would
to
want
this team.
a quarter fromage with honey.
But if you get me like a Pizza Hut, you know, 2 for $20 deal, and you're like, hey, sorry, we got to talk, man. We got to talk about your future on this team. I'd be like, are you kidding me? With the Domino's pizza, I would not be happy. Played a nasi lemak though. Now we're talking. We're in
I should
business.
appreciate there's still a pizza or nasi lemak for you. Some people
I
they
suppose
just
so.
get sent home on a flight, you know? Nothing. Just eat on the flight.
Wow, they get the Air Asian nasi lemak.
Well, it's pretty good actually. If you had tried one of
I
it,
know, I
it's pretty
agree.
good.
It's not it's not bad. We'll see how this game's get going. It's always funny, right? I'm used to seeing it more, but I'm always interested to see how the teams react around this facet for our Night Stalker DJ, who has to do a lot this game with this Night Rain facet, and hopefully able to get a faster level 6. And, well, give his team the vision that they need to try and take this game.
Bob gives Cuckoo again, you know, a tip. We're going to all in kill you. Be ready. You like playing CM? We're gonna kill you again. Easy to kill.
Yeah, this poor bullied hero, man. No one knows how hard it is to be a maiden in the laning stage. See how things get going here. Lots of contests for the runes, though. In the end, it'll still be 2 apiece with a small link on the Bob, Blood Grenade, and the tag team.
Uh-oh.
This is going to be a ton of damage. Actually, with the Gush, it's even going to be more than that. It'll be just First Blood. That is a scary start now as Bob will get the tips flowing back in his direction. The smiley faces from Cuckoo and First Blood for his mid laner.
Yeah, very, very big. We just said that they might lose all the lanes, or I said that they might lose all the lanes, and this is not a good look. To start the game, Razor against DK is already a tough, not an easy lane for DK.
Yeah. And even less so when he starts basically with the full bottle on this Razor so he can spam you in the lane. Beautiful start, though, for Talon. Applying pressure straight out of the gates.
Yeah, how about the other
I
lanes?
think what's
Which is the lane that's going to be probably fun? Probably bot lane.
bottom is going to be these skipping shenanigans
No,
again.
I mean, top is the same, right? Like double melee, they're going to try to...
Yeah. A lot of skips.
DJ didn't
A lot
skip
of
the lane.
skips here.
He didn't pull the wave. They're just playing the lane. I like it, you know, when players attempt to play the lane like honest men. Just play the lane as it's supposed to be played. Go to the lane, hit creeps, wave aggro, and try the last hit instead of like dragging the creeps from A to B to C to D to E.
Right. Getting behind the tower.
Going to the mid lane,
You know,
going to the jungle, going to the
they
room.
play with no honor. They play with absolutely no honor.
Yeah, there is.
But,
no
you
honor.
know, it wins them games, man. It wins them games, doesn't it? And that's really, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters. Look, I mean, look at WS, man. This is not where Ice Frog intended the creeps to meet. This is not right. This is not where they should be meeting.
But would you actually remove this? So, say you can change the creep aggro, and you make it so that it can only be aggroed by neutral creeps, not heroes.
I don't know, to be honest, because I think it does have a place in the game. Otherwise, like, I do think games would be extremely one-sided.
Yeah,
Like,
you
there's a
just
reason
pick
why
lane
pros do
dominators,
this.
right? Because there's no way
Yeah.
to play around it.
So I get it. At the same time, I would like to see a little bit more counterplay or like some way to make it a bit more difficult. Because like just depending on the heroes that you have, sometimes there's just, if you're like a warlock, like what are you gonna do if an ET is trying to skip the waves? You know, like what can you do? Make
Shadow
soup on
word.
him? Like that's right. Like it's gonna do nothing. There are these kinds of heroes that exist in the game, and maybe that's part of building a well-balanced draft to be able to to win. But at the same time, like I don't know. I don't know if I love it.
Yeah, you don't like taking away all this like variety. Like you don't want like every game both teams playing the same way because there's no choice, right?
Yeah, exactly. In a way, that's almost as worse, if not even worse, than just removing the creep skipping mechanic. I'm not sure. I'm conflicted on it. I think it definitely should exist, but I also think it's maybe a little bit too strong right now. I don't know what you do though, right? Because the last time they tried to like really nerf the jungle and everything was they made camp spawn like every 2 minutes, and then all this other shenanigans that just didn't really feel like it was solving the issue either.
Yeah, it's tough. You
Strong
know?
starts, though.
It's very tough to balance a very complicated game. So props to the
for
people
sure.
doing it, keeping us
Of course.
all nerds sucked on
Of course.
addicted to the game.
They do their best. Yeah, they absolutely do their best. And I think they've done a wonderful job with it. But it's only natural for us that we always want to get more of this lovely game. This is a really rough start, I have to say, for the Mongolz. At least JG is going to be able to heal back up. He's got Brown Boots of speed ready to go, but DJ being unable to skip these waves, probably because Cuckoo can just bite him and, you know, he'll end up dying, really. It's ended up being a very difficult start for this Radiant Mongol side.
You don't need the top lane stuff for them, right? I mean, like, DK is doing okay, mid. It's just one CS behind
Recovering.
the Razor.
Yeah,
Two
he's
CS.
recovering.
Morphin is doing okay against the Tide. It's just the top lane. The Magnus lane.
Yeah, but the top lane, we think is the one that needs to do a bit better. And here's Omq now. He's going to get ganked with the Tide, with the tag team and the Gush.
Holy,
Cuckoo
4
even here to
heroes
close
out
the
of
door.
nowhere.
Yeah, just like that through the Twin Gate.
And the NP TPing in. Thank you very much.
And that is the one lane that was going pretty well, right? No longer. It's tough. I mean, Talon, they really feel like a way that they can dismantle this Mongolz lineup is to play a very tempo-based game, right? And I can't disagree with them. They look so much more confident in control already. I mean, look at them go mid. Bob will have his level 6 delayed. I don't think he's going to have it for the Power Rune fight. And then, again, you know, the problem is when you have a mid laner like a DK, when you need a lot more support in a bad matchup, it's going to pull away the supports even longer. Now it's daytime. DJ's only level 3. What is he going to do?
You're also playing to the MP. So MP can always come, you know. That's why you're supposed to be on high alert all the time, you know. And DJ can only fight when it's night or when he has level 6, you know. That's the issue with this hero on support. And right now, Talon, once again, being super aggressive with this CM toss. CM is bottom again. It's coming in. MP has a TP. They're coming in bot. Party again. Brown number 2.
Again, this time they will initiate on a
Omq.
castaway. The stick is going to buy him a little bit of extra time to ensure that Omq at least is going to be able to pull away the creep
DJ
wave.
is
But
here with a blood
Cuckoo's
grenade.
also come through the gate again. Cuckoo is still only level 3. DJ, he's thrown basically everything he has here. He's got wand charges at least for a silence or something, but they will ignore him and go straight for the Morphling. Goodness.
Oh my god,
Talon.
he didn't even have time for the wave. Damn. This is really, really bad right now. DJ's gonna die too.
Yeah, they knew he couldn't really do anything. I mean, it's daytime. What's he going to do? He barely killed a few of the creeps. WS tanking for the wagon here. And they will be able to get this tier 1 tower easily. Meanwhile, you'll look mid. Bob's still only level 5. He's about to get it now on this creep. There he is. He's level 6. But Makoto is absolutely bullying him. He's in control of this mid lane. And he's not dominating, right? But he is in control.
Well, Bob's not doing too bad, yeah, in terms of CS. He's on equal footing, 35. Yeah, this is actually not... It's not going too bad for Mongolz, I think, overall. They just need to find a way to get level 6 on their supports, especially the Night Stalker. Then they can maybe try to get a couple of kills with it.
Okay, tower
Yeah,
siege
but
mid
this
lane.
Morphling's game has been destroyed after those 2 back-to-back deaths.
Yeah, that's what's troubling for him. Morphling likes to try and be one of those unkillable, unbootable heroes from the lane, but he's lost his tower, and if he shows again, I think Natsumi is going to be all too keen to TP in and, you know, kind of own him another time. Jokum's put a ward in the enemy triangle to see if there's any like stacks or something, but no, there's actually nothing there. I just wonder when this team will be able to... I'm like clicking around on heroes, I'm looking at items, I'm thinking about spells. You're going to have an
Bob, he's in
RP
trouble.
relatively soon for JG. Bob in trouble mid
nice
lane,
body
nice
block,
shards,
took him.
and Jokum with the tag team there. Castaway doing what he can, but the Ice Path's going to miss Makoto, who has a lot of damage now, stolen up 69 damage. Very nice. And it's going to even be a triple kill for him as well here in the mid lane. Jokum's not even going to die. 8 unanswered kills.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
probably this mid lane
the
tier 1
power
tower.
of the CM toss with the MP, you know? They're just moving around with the Razor. They're always backing him out. And now, like you said, 8 unanswered kill. JG's going to get a tower for his troubles, but at what cost, you know? They have to make something happen really quickly. Now, Night Stalker is level 4, almost level 5. So I feel like they need to just give him a lane or somewhere to get level 6 somehow. Somebody needs to go jungle, vacate a lane. And their heroes are going to be very, very big soon, you know, if they don't get their level 6.
Hey, we didn't really talk about this, but WS did go for a slightly less seen facet. Yeah, he's gone for Kraken Swell. And maxed Anchor Smash, of course, to go along with it. For damage block, so far.
He has 4 stacks right now. I mean, it's going to be like a very aggressive game, right? So he's expecting the MP to TPing in to help him get kills, so he feels like he can get some stacks. Maybe that's why he went for this facet this game.
That's true. It'll help him frontline if they intend to siege extremely early on as well, right? So I think it's an interesting choice, right? If you don't see yourself getting past like level 20, if you think this game is going to end soon. This amplified damage rune ready to go on Makoto. Natsumi's almost got his Maelstrom online. DJ is getting some experience up top, level 6.
In trouble.
But yeah, they're going to chase him down. Natsumi's slowed a bit here by that shockwave, but WS isn't going to be able to do too much about it now. DJ dead inside of the Sprout. Talon extend their net worth lead to 5k and have nearly 10 unanswered kills here at the moment as we go into the second nighttime here at 10 minutes in.
Yep, Shirun. Mikoto has amplified damage and Shirun. Good luck fighting that Razor. The DJ is almost level 6, half a level more. I think they need to give him
He's getting
a
there.
mid lane or something. Yeah, he needs to be given a lane.
Yeah, he needs something. JG, what do you need experience for, bro? You don't even have RP. Go away.
Yeah, he's going to take the top wave. I like it. They just need
But they're
to
smoking
send the
after him
mag into
already.
jungle and give the NS the lane.
They're going to smoke in after him. He will get some good experience from this. That is very well worth it. JG might end up sacrificing himself. It seems like he will slip in between this smoke gank, though. DJ, oh no, he's getting greedy. He wants the car. Oh, you never take the car. Does have level 6.
Oh no, he's
activates
gonna
the
die
Dark
with the
Ascension,
6.
but he's rooted up. The frostbite
Oh no.
is killed
Oh
immediately
no.
after getting level 6.
Alright, that's like a GG. It's very close
That's why
to
you don't take the car, Winter. You never last hit the car.
No, it's fine if he takes the car. I think it's fine even if he dies, but just don't pop the ulti.
No,
Because they need the ulti plus the dagger on the Magnus to make the next move, right? Right now, then what? The Magnus has dagger, but who's going to play him?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And now Castaway, he is going to get killed by Cuckoo. The support's moving aggressively into the enemy triangle. That's how confident Talon are feeling at the moment. 11 unanswered kills as we hit a pause quickly. Makoto's like, are we queued against bots? Is this the right game? Sorry. Oh, okay, my bad. We're good. Super strong showing from Talon here.
And it's going to be a very long time before Mongolz can fight. Very long time. And this is going to be a very tough game.
JG at least escapes there, uses the Blink Dagger to get across the bridge, but his tier 1 tower is no longer in the material world. Just a brutal game here, honestly, Winter. Castaway still not up to level 6, 12 minutes in. I mean, WS doesn't even have a point in Ravage. It's not even like they're just being out team fought or anything. It's just kind of like a beatdown from the lanes, unfortunately, like you said. The only reason I'm sad to say it is because it's unfortunately just makes for very difficult games to come back from, right? When you do lose all 3 of your lanes.
Yeah, it's tough.
Mongolz have very
it's
few.
Nature's Prophet, and they have opted to go for this like very slow lineup. So what can you do, you know? This Razor with CM Plus with the MP just running rampant over there.
That's a really aggressive wall response by Joachim. He might pay the price here. Bob
He has backup though.
The stun out, actually. There is backup. Makoto has the link out, but he only stole 14 damage. This might be a fight. DJ, no Dark Ascension for 15 seconds as they catch Natsumi. There's going to be the skill point in the Ravage, though. That's going to put an end to this fight as Bob and Castaway both get dropped. Makoto on a wicked 6 streak.
Oh my, this
Talon
is
extend
getting very
the
ugly.
lead 13-0.
When is the first kill for Mongolz gonna come, you know? It's tough. They still haven't really get to use the Night Stalker to do something. They have to make it happen now. Right now. When the rest of the team is alive. With the Dagger on DK, Dagger on Magnus, they need to go right now.
It's ready. The spell's are ready. They don't have an Elder Dragon form, but they do have this double Blink Dagger. Mongols need to find an opening here. Q farming fine, like he's far behind, but he at least has a Vlad's on the Morphlane. I'm not sure what more you could ask of him considering the way that he got ganked. Here we go. Smoke play now. They actually don't have Macropire quite yet. Castaway still not up to level 6, 14 minutes in, as they will try and
they land a
bait the
scam.
rune.
Oh my god, they know.
Yeah. Nice play there. DJ, he's going in a little aggressively here. Again, he does have this Dark Ascension. But they won't find anything but just the Greater Treant. Very frustrating. I mean, phenomenal map read by Talon, right? First of all, you got to give him credit. Very, very good read. They will just simply farm the other side of the map.
Yeah, farm the other side of the map. Wait for their Ravage. They're just waiting for the cooldown. He already has Dagger on tight. He's tipping it in. They want to take this without the Ravage. He thinks he can't die.
Yeah, 40 seconds. Does have Vlad's and now maxed Kraken Shell. The team smoked behind him here with their ults ready to go.
For the Tormentor. If they die in the Tormentor, then it's going to be over. They're going to set up for the Tormentor top. It's like 15-15 is going to go top.
Yep. I don't think Talon can do it in those 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
It's going to be good. No, they can't. They need to be hitting it already, I think.
Yeah, they can't now. They have to go through the gate.
But Mongols aren't set up top lane to take it either, unfortunately. So as the Tormentor moves, Talon will move with it. And it should be their first objective for them here as well. So you can see Mongols are drawing lines with DJs like, guys, next best thing, just keep the waves pushed out. We can't fight them here. So down goes the Tormentor.
Wonderful. Shot for the CM. Now you can rush your Aether Lens. This build is actually really strong. Like you gotta know, then you got the shot, then you get Aether Lens. In a game where you're running over your opponents, it's very, very strong. Because it allows you to be very mobile. You clear creeps quickly with the shot. And you have mana regen because you have the energy booster plus the Void Stone, you know, from the Aether Lens. Solves all your problems.
Nice build indeed. Got a little bit of that mobility with the Crystal Clone, some combo making potential. As Mongols still looking for their first kill here, looking for their second tower down bottom. They think they can make a go at it here. Kodo has a full SNY, by the way, in his build, as they will kick things off now onto this Morphlane. We'll commit the waveform now, but WS catches him here with the dead in the water, and that is a hard counter here against this Morphlane. Rooted up, he can't even kill the darn anchor now before he goes down. That is 14 straight kills now. Fantastic response out from Talon. The Blink Dagger really shocking him there.
Man, they just can't catch a break. Mongolz still 0 kills. They are doing another smoke. Okay, this needs to go. Needs to work. But DK is losing his dragon form. He won't have his dragon form when they land on the hero. But meanwhile, Natsumi already TP's out, you know. He's going to join his team for Roche.
Wow.
Again, you know.
I mean, a clean game from Talon. I'm just, right now, completely outclassing the Mongols.
No kills. Okay, they see Cuckoo. They're gonna get 1 kill.
They're gonna get Cuckoo. You walked into the wrong neighborhood. What do you know about going 0-14?
Tip him. Bob is gonna tip
him. Yeah.
1 kill.
Yeah, that's nice. What do you think about that, Cuckoo? Pick made it again, won't you?
Why Why the
Nobody gets
hate?
15
Why the hate,
unanswered kills
Garcia?
against the
Why?
Mongols. Let it be known. Let it be known, folks.
Why do you hate?
How much was he worth?
Crystal Maiden.
He was worth 700 gold. It's not bad. 750 gold.
Yeah, usually she's worth less, you know. 200 gold. She's just a wave of creeps, you know. That's how useless she is.
As fast as one too. As swift as them, as she says. Well, a single kill here, but of course it's a traded CM5 in exchange for a free first Roche. Aegis in the inventory of Makoto, as Dead in the Water is going to end up catching Bob here, even deader now inside of the Sprout. No way for him to escape here. Cuckoo trying to leap over the gap. He's actually in the trees, but I think he's still dead. Yeah, another Gush, Disarmor at the blink forward, and we are up to 12 additional Kraken Swells. Jokum hunting down bottom. He actually already got himself that blink dagger, does he? I don't believe there's anywhere Castaway is going to escape here, as the tag team damage is absolutely shredding these heroes, Winter.
Everywhere they go, Nature's Prophet is there.
It's quite the lineup that Talon have given themselves, you know. It's hard to imagine almost a better lineup that you would want to have after winning all three lanes. I feel like I'm watching EG and NADPC 201, you know? Oh, Natsumi, this could be something. Okay, the silence. He actually does not have any defensive items here. Amkyu's just going to punch into him. A huge kill. There we go.
1,000 gold.
And on to the best hero.
A step in the right direction. Oh, so they need a couple more of those, Rishi.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah, they do. But that's, again, like you say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and that was the first step, a big kill. T-Jet, he's going to be able to TP away from that. No problems there. As Makoto, no Yules on this build, he's just going to go into the BKB next. And without the Tusk nearby, they will struggle to cancel a lot of the TPs. But Cuckoo does have that Aether Lens finish, so these items are coming online one after the other after the other. What about for the Mongolz, though? What do we have cooking here? Castaway, certainly on a balling on a budget build, but almost has a 4-staff. It's not half bad. Ooh, and Winter, what do you think about this game? Last game you were questioning Bob's decision to go for a full Hurricane Pike after the dagger. You would have preferred a BKB. Do you feel similarly about this game, considering it's the same support?
No, this game the Pike has a lot of utility. 4 staff away from Razor, the shots, the MP Sprout. So yeah, this game is different.
Kill there on a JG. Just gets caught trying to farm in the lane. Not his part of the map to farm it in. Oh, and there's another one in the mid lane, and we are up to 16 blocked damage on Kraken Swell. Careful here. We are just sweeping across the map. Thankfully, Amkyu, he will be able to avoid detection. He's got that Curse of the Old Growth on Natsuki. DJ, though, not as lucky. He's going to get caught here. And WS is up to 20 now. Kraken Swell damage block after that last bit of damage. He's a lot, man. He's 95 damage blocked on every auto attack. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, how many more items the Morphic needs to punch through this tide?
He needs BKB, he needs Butterfly and Silver Edge, maybe?
Yeah, Silver Edge for sure. He needs Silver Edge.
Oh, Bob. Okay, good 4-staff away. He should be safe and sound from here. Makoto did pop the ulti, but Bob's used his stun to just get to a safer position to make sure that he doesn't die immediately. So, unfortunately for them, no chance to counter-initiate. Makoto quickly TPing on back. JG, it's good that there was a haste rune. I think any other rune probably doesn't end that well for him there, considering that there's sentries covering the mid lane for him. Scary moment, huh? But Talon continuing, I don't know, like this kind of a chokehold. Net worth lead has, you know, the descent has slightly, you know, slowed, but Mongolz still certainly sitting far behind. 2-19, 22 minutes in, with a 10 to 11k net worth lead now in favor of Talon Esports. What's kind of rough is that against this lineup as well, Winter, it's not really one where you can like start cutting waves and really just focusing on the split push game, is it? Because they just are extremely mobile based on this MP.
Yeah, it's the power of MP for you. Tusk. Oh,
yeah, pretty good dodge there. He's going to actually return the favor. Jokum's going to have to run for it as Omq getting his damage sapped on through. JG gets his Blink Dagger canceled by the Wrath of Nature as Makoto gives even further chase. Omq uses the shards aggressively. A very nice stun at least stops Natsumi from getting involved, but Makoto does not have the damage to kill the Morphling through the TP. What? Wow, Bob got punched up there, huh?
How did he?
Well, now he's going to be trapped. I'm not sure how he ended up there. DJ, he's going to take this opportunity to ult in. It's a nice two-man. They have the damage at least for the Tusk. But after that, it's simply overwhelming here. Makoto on the double kill. Omq lived.
Did he get up there?
I don't know.
Maybe it was the force staff. He was force staffing and then he got
force-staffed?
punched during the force staff.
Must have.
And he
Must
ended
be.
up on the cliff
Must be.
somehow. Yeah, but that was like a pretty close attempt. You know. They were almost gonna be able to get something out of that. You know. Ravage only landed on the Jakiro. They were in a decent position.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a closer game, I think they could have definitely won that fight.
I mean, it's not a fight that. Oh, sorry, my cat bit me. It's not a fight that. Wow, she just totally stunned me here for a second. It's not a fight that like necessarily leads them to. Well, I say that as DJ is getting ran down. He's very quick here in the nighttime.
Yeah,
to avoid capture.
With the River, you're gonna be fast.
Yeah, Makoto does catch a glimpse of him, but can't even catch up to him. Even that Dynamo is unable to find him, that unstable current. But it's not like a fight that necessarily leads Talon to getting a whole lot either, right? The tier 2's still alive. They did have to kind of back up after that fight. The kill into Jokum was, you know, still worth like 750 gold, so it's something. Talon, I mean, again, they just get stronger and stronger here as the game continues, seemingly.
Oh, this is going to be a big fight here. They're trying to go for the Tide. They think the Tide is alone, but his teammates are already here.
Okay, they have to skewer back though onto Jokum. And the RP's committed. JG trying to escape, but Cuckoo's there to shut him down with that Frostbite. That is pain. That is pain. Castaway at least is able to TP away before the NP kills him. They already have a Gem of True Sight online, by the way, for Talon. Such is the elite that they have built, as we can rejoice in the chat until the blessed number appears before us. A most fortunate omen.
A good omen?
For Talon Esports. A good omen for Talon.
It's only a good
For
omen if
DreamLeague
the
Season
game
26.
ends, right? On this score.
Yes. I don't know, actually. But we have arrived.
At this auspicious moment. Jokum? Gonna find another kill, yeah?
The silence up, actually. They're gonna commit the ulti. DJ is gonna end up seeing a lot more heroes than he bargained for. As Omq able to escape, punch, unable to actually catch him. Instead, it's DJ dying.
That was lucky. The Sprout actually ended up protecting the Morphling.
Yeah, it did. WS. Can WS kill him by himself? No, he cannot. There is a TP incoming, though, from the NP shortly, I'd have to imagine. It's kind of a scary moment here. WS, ooh, missed blink there by JG, so he didn't have an angle to skewer him back.
I mean, it's tough, you know, playing from behind against this MP. I mean, I think Mongolz are doing a good job enough to keep themselves afloat. The goalie is not really growing to a crazy level. They're pushing all the waves. They're trying to use the supports to die, you know, so that the cores can actually get a lot more farm out of the map. But it's just tough, you know, because the Talon lineup, they're really quick. The moment they see you, the MP is going to be on your tail and they can catch you very quickly.
Yeah. It feels very... What's the word I'm looking for? It's very oppressive.
Yeah, very
suffocating.
suffocating.
Kind of lineup,
MP is like one of the worst heroes to be, you know, to play
lose
in
early
this
against.
position.
Yeah.
When you're playing against MP and you're behind, you lose your lanes like this. It's very hard to get out on the map, and he's always shoving the waves to your face. And it gives his supports a lot of room to maneuver. It's easy for them to run around with smokes to catch you and place deep observer wards. The wards that they're placing are always in the jungle. They see the camps. Every time you walk past the camps, they're going to run at you.
Careful here. Careful here, Jokum. He's going to ignore the Night Stalker. He wants a bigger fish, and he will at least go fishing and find this Morphling. Morphling has a BKB.
Oh, they got him.
No. Really nice usage of the shards there. OmQ, he's got BKB, but I don't think he's going to bother using it. Snowball buys him a bit more time. He's going to snowball onto Makoto, get rooted in place, and taken down. Well played by Jokum.
Yeah, very nice.
Well played.
He saved one of his stuns, and yeah, that was it. Catches him, punch. Can't BKB TP because he has punch.
Yeah, tried to hide behind the trees, but Jokum was on them. Well played. Very, very well played. But saves the 8-second BKB charge. You know, got to look at the bright side in these kinds of games. WS, he's farming completely alone. He thinks he can take this Night Stalker. He might be right. Still has, yeah, plenty of lifesteal, really, to continue diving here. This damage block, he's just going to Ravage. WS, it's the WS show now. Gets a 4-step forward. That last gush, though, as WS spits on him to get the kill. Backstrokes into the base. He's actually just limited on his mana here, basically, before he can escape. Elsewhere on the map, they are able to get Bob.
Yeah, Jokum absolutely redlining his game there. He baited Bob because he looked like he could kill Jokum, and he committed for it, and Jokum kind of doesn't die, you know, until the end, you know. Sprout from Natsumi kind of protected him, but they didn't even need it, you know. He was able to get out, you know. Just well played by Jokum, just playing his hero to his limits. It's very, very difficult, you know, when your opponents are playing this well. It's hard to get anything out of the map, you know. It's like trying to squeeze water out of the stone, right now. With your Mongolz. Trying to get anything they can find in the map. It's just not working, you know.
No, it's not coming together. I mean, the good thing about this iteration of Dota is the map is so big that they can still find a little bit of farm and, you know,
not against
occasionally find the space.
I think against any other hero, you probably have a pretty good shot, but Nature's Prophet just doesn't allow you to do that.
Okay, you know what? That's a very fair counterpoint.
That's why I said I really like the CM task with the Razor plus the MP, because they are going to be able to dictate a lot of the game when they get a small little advantage from the lane and they snowball it, you know, throughout. When they use every little advantage to squeeze out kill after kill, they chase them down, they place very, very deep observer wards because they were able to shove out the waves, and every time the enemy walks past the wards, the vision, they get kills.
Yeah, really nice warding. I think a replay to study if you're trying to find some better wards, right? That's certainly at least one bright side of this game, because it's been pretty one-sided for the entire 30 minutes we've been in this game. 19k the net worth lead now for Talon as they have second Aegis online, this extremely farmed NP. And by the way, they're hunting for Bob. He once again has walked past an observer ward. Jokum trying to set up as Bob shows on the wave. There's going to be the snowball in. Curse of the Old Growth. Bob is not going anywhere, Winter. Look at that tag team damage alongside the Revenant's Brooch. It is brutal. WS, he's just going into the base, man. He's got Ravage. He might just solo Ravage here again. He's not even going to need it, actually. This is another Anchor Smash kill up to 28. Kraken Swell as Jokum, he is going to go down. That's something. DJ and OmQ able to put together a kill themselves. Assuming really abusing the vision he gets from that Curse of the Old Growth and a Hurricane Pike. That's a really nice combo there for himself.
Yeah, and now WS has level 20, so he has Kraken Anchor Smash affects buildings. So he can push.
He's literally taking no damage, by the way, from this tier 3 tower, I think. That's ridiculous. There's just so much armor. Doesn't care, man. He just doesn't care. Minus 103. What a reduction. Roshan banner planted down. Talon, even without the Tusk, they easily claim the lane of Barracks, but that's going to be a good catch now as they push him into the silence. The 4-step to get out. WS, he's going to get the Ravage out, but OmQ's faster on that BKB. The Mongolz, signs of life as they utilize the displacement here on the Magnus to try and get anything out of this game still. Bob not landed a stun here, unfortunately for him. Talon, they still get out with the mid lane of creeps, but It is at least a decent catch there. How much was that fish worth? Quite the catch. My goodness, 1,700 gold. The 2K gold swing there on that one kill.
A punch, you know, with the butterfly there. He actually took so much damage. I thought with all the stacks that he has, with the Kraken Shell plus everything, so it's like almost 100 plus damage block, 110.
Yeah.
He would have actually maybe lived there, but just way too much damage from Morphling. Yeah. Morphling did like 1300 damage in like a couple of seconds there. Yeah, have to respect the Morphling, you know, he can still die as the Titan, so he buys a Ghost Scepter right away.
Oh goodness, we see this so much, man. All these offlaners buying Glimmer Capes and Ghost Scepters. They're telling the supports, no, buy the Vlads. Get drums. What year are we living in? What is this?
Yeah, Dota has come a long way. Yeah,
It's
really
like a
totally different game. Back then, you see a support. All you have in your inventory, guess what? Bracers.
Brown boots, bracers, wards, dust.
Oh well, actually, to think about that, bracers has been a meta a couple of months ago, when they gave like the double attributes after 25, so supports will actually still buy it because of the value.
Yep.
Not even just supports, you know, the cores were buying it.
Yeah, a lot of other cores. Remember the Lone Druid, build on the bear, and then buy 5 null talismans on your hero. Or Wraith Bands, I think, actually. Oh, goodness, they push so fast, man. They're going to go right up to the high ground here. They still have a minute left on the Aegis. MKB is going to get delivered here? Can that be with that much spare gold in the bank? For Natsumi? I think so.
I mean, after all, he's
Hook up the high ground
25k net worth at 34 minutes, you know. He is rich.
Yeah, that's...
He is
true. Oh, they're trying to bait this.
Man.
Okay. Amplify damage rune. Nice. Cuckoo saw them take the rune with his courier. Very heads-up play, so they're now repositioning Jokum out front to break the smoke. Gets the blink out. DJ, though, does give his team vision, but he's already used the silence here.
Morphling is very
strong. A little bit too early. They're going to have another silence here. They still have this Dark Ascension, so the vision's fantastic. They're making the jump. They want to kill Cuckoo first, and he is going to die. They end up pushing him back on, and he is now safe with that Ghost Scepter. It's forced back to his team. WS lets loose on the Ravage. Doesn't catch a single hero that time.
All right.
There's
your chance.
Ideal.
Mongolz are going to go.
He doesn't get much with this DD rune, but he is going to start hitting some heroes now. JG looking for an RP. Doesn't actually end up finding one there. WS safe and sound underneath the Ghost Scepter. That's going to be a great macro here. Look at him go. Look at him burn. Jokum running on in as they have lost vision out from DJ's Dark Ascension. Now Talon, they have stretched this fight out such that the Mongolz, they no longer feel so confident here. BKB forced out by Bob as they will skewer Jokum further back into the base. That's a third Ghost Scepter on this team. But it's not going to last long enough here for Jokum. Amq has at least a dispel to get himself out of harm's way, but I think he waveformed into this one. It's going to force the BKB. Natsumi's up on the high ground. He's caught Bob. Bob still tanky. Sai, but is eventually taken down as Natsumi focuses his fire down onto him. A one-for-one trade as Talon. The beautiful team fighting from, I mean, besides the missed Ravage, beautiful team fighting from everyone.
Yeah, especially Mongolz, you know, holding them for a one-for-one trade with a 20k deficit. That is some fight there.
Very respectable.
I mean, they would have definitely hoped to get more, you know, seeing the Ravage actually just whiff, you know, not landing on any hero at all. Game goes on, you know, there is still hope. But then again, that was like a AD damage fight, you know. Morphling had AD that fight. So you're not going to get too many opportunities like that.
That's true. Ravage still on cooldown. They did not use the RP, and there's 8 seconds left until we have another Dark Ascension. Mongolz, do they have a smoke? They do. They've got one on Castaway. So they could still potentially find another fight here. Question is, do you want to fight now, or do you want to wait at least a little bit longer so we could be in this Roche window? I feel like they don't have a chance. I think might just have to go now. How many Ghost Scepters do I have, by the way, on Talon? It is 3, right? Yeah, 3. Everyone but Makoto and Natsumi's got a Ghost Scepter. So now I feel like this Morphling needs a Nullifier. Or a Revenant's Brooch. Okay, that's going to be a nice catch. Jokum, again, the Ghost Scepter buying him precious time here as he gets forced out all the way.
What the hell? Did he just not die from that?
That's crazy.
Let's go, Scepter, baby. The item of the game.
At the moment, it certainly is. 3 times. We have the super treants now, by the way.
Yeah, just you wait. The creeps are just gonna do the dirty work.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, it might turn into one of those games where the NP just starts throwing treants at the darn tier 4s one by one, and then just TPs out of your base. Those kinds of tragically annoying games.
Yeah, Rush is going to spawn anytime. Talon is being
Hey,
really patient, just waiting for it. I mean, I'm sure they are a little bit concerned, you know, after what happened in the last couple of minutes. So they're gonna take
Yeah, who
things
wouldn't be?
slowly.
Did they not add an item that lets you attack ethereal targets, or am I crazy? I don't think I'm crazy, right?
That was Broach, right?
Oh, I thought
That's
it
the Broach
was
recall.
JG. Wow, he took so much damage from that. That's mad. I think he's going to be able to live, though. He's just a little bit too mobile with the skewers. And there's no curse of the old growth to scout him. So he escapes with his life and gets to push at least a little bit more of a wave. That's your observer. Yeah, I don't know.
No, unless you're Moreta, then you have the innate ability to hit.
That's correct.
Those
Whoa,
targets.
okay, hold on. DJ, they're going to look for a fight here. They're underneath a ward, but they did smoke past it successfully. DJ in the pit, giving them fantastic vision. Maybe they can jump onto Natsumi. He's holding that high ground very confidently as there's the jump on. And JG looking for the RP. He does at least catch Makoto, but that's not the target they wanted. Natsumi still standing and delivering. In fact, he's fighting into Amq. The snowball saves the site. And now Amq, he is down. Ravage to cover their tracks as Bob stuck on the low ground here. His damage sapped. Makoto beyond godlike. The Mongolz, they go looking for a fight, but Talon, they were ready.
Yeah, what a nice bait there. They send the Nature's Prophet in front. He just stood up. He knows something is coming because the Dark Extension was popped. So he stood in front and just baited. They went on him for stuff, everything, you know. Solar Crest, and he just didn't die, you know, and they were in a very compromising position. And just couldn't really help the morphing, and after morphing wave in and committed for that, and they kited him. He was just dead, you know, he got a one-way ticket. Just back to the base.
I mean, again, MP, yeah, they don't even bother for Roche. They are just finishing out the base, cleaning it out of all the barracks. That is going to be the Megas. Maybe just the entire game here. We shall see DJ doing what he can. At least it's nighttime for him. Level 4 have to get out of harm's way here. Got to be careful of the mag because he can push you back into the base. There is no Ravage for WS, but he still has this darn Ghost Scepter, man. Oh, it's just over. GG, they call it. Talon Esports, they will go to DreamLeague Season 26 alongside Boom Esports. Congratulations.